Lauro, is it true that you're going to get married? And not just to anyone, but to the daughter of an entrepreneur?
What? Mother?
So, when is she coming to visit us for our permission?
What do you mean, permission?
Permission for the marriage, of course. So, when is it going to be?
We're not going to be visiting you.
What? You're not coming to visit?
Of course we aren't. What makes you think we'd come visit you? Didn't I already tell you 8 years ago when I left that I'd never be coming back unless it was some sort of huge emergency?
What? You're seriously not coming? I mean, I guess this isn't an emergency or anything, but this is still an important moment in your life, right? Come on, Lauro. You're our son. Are you seriously not going to let us be a part of something as important as your marriage?
I may be your son by law, but you guys aren't an important part of my life anymore. I put all of that behind when I left. You guys are basically just a bad memory to me now. Anyways, I've already told you multiple times, but I have no intention of coming home.
Huh? Come on, Lauro. Why don't we just forget about all of that? You said it yourself. It's the past, right? Why don't we just start over anew as a happy family again?
I don't remember ever being a happy family. Seriously, can't you tell how I feel by how the only point of contact I have with you anymore is WhatsApp? I'm not you and Dad's puppet anymore. 8 years ago, I left you guys on the condition that I'd pay for the 30,000 euros of debt you two had. At that moment, I decided that not only would I never return to that house, but I'd never even return to that hometown. I was famous back there for being left to my own devices by my parents, and I don't have any friends because of it, which is why there's nothing tying me to that place anymore.
You say all that, but I see right through what you're planning, Lauro. To be honest, I'm impressed. Well, you are our son after all.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
Never mind. I understand what you wanted to tell me very well in this conversation. Do whatever you want. Get married for all I care.
You don't have to tell me. I'm going to get married with or without your permission. Bye. Hi, Rosita. Is now a good time?
Oh, hi, Lauro. What is it?
There's something urgent I want to talk to you about.
I'm in the train right now, so it's fine if it's by text. What's the matter?
You see, my parents found out that I'm going to get married.
What? But I thought you had cut ties with them and were careful that the information wouldn't leak.
Yeah, it looks like I was just really unlucky. You see, they just sent me a text earlier. This is just a guess, but I'm thinking that they find out through my aunt, who happened to have business with our company recently.
Oh, your aunt that believes that relatives should always stick with each other no matter what?
Yeah, that aunt. The one that keeps bugging me to make up with my parents and start things over with them. Seriously, why can't she just mind her own business? Anyways, I didn't notice, but apparently she saw me passing by while she was in the waiting room of our office. That's when she got a hold of one of our employees who didn't know about my parents and skillfully made him tell her everything about our marriage. Jesus, she really messed up big this time.
I see. It looks like it was pretty bad timing then.
Tell me about it. My parents didn't object to our marriage, but I got the feeling by how my mum was talking that she was up to something. I'm worried they might try and do something crazy now that they know about us. And I'm especially worried about you, since it seems that they know who you are now as well.
Do you think it's a good idea if we don't see each other in public for the time being?
I thought that as well, but that is the demerit of them having the chance to approach you while you're on your own. Seriously, what should we do about this?
Why don't we just turn in the marriage papers tomorrow?
Huh?
I think the best thing to do is to move our plans forward as much as possible, so that everything will be over before they have time to react.
That's a good idea. My mum and dad may seem like idiots, but they won't hesitate to act when a chance to steal some of my money's involved. They could already be on their way here for all I know. Well, let's turn in the marriage papers tomorrow then. It's not like the exact date we get married actually matters, right? Yeah, I expect that we take care of things as fast as possible now that they know about our marriage.
Alright. Meet me at the city hall tomorrow after we're done with work.
Yeah, got it. Sorry I have to go through this trouble just because of my parents.
Don't worry about it. It's not just your parents that are troublesome after all.
Thanks. It really makes me feel better hearing you say that.
No problem. See you tomorrow then.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
Lauro? Why are you running away from us? But I only wanted to celebrate my son getting married, which is why I was waiting for you outside the city hall. You're so mean getting a taxi and running away from us like that.
You weren't waiting for me outside the city hall, but you followed me there from my office, didn't you? You probably heard from your sister about where I work, but the only person I talked to about turning in the marriage papers today was my wife, which means that you must have followed me.
So you found out. Well, there's no need to be so mad, is there, though? I mean, we basically already made up, right?
I don't know if you're joking or not, but just stop. I have no intention of getting back together with you two.
Come on, stop trying to act all tough. I mean, I understand very well now that even you, at the end of the day, are just someone who loves money.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
Your wife is the only daughter of an entrepreneur, right? Not only that, but she lost both her parents in an accident 2 years ago and was left with a massive inheritance.
Yeah, and what about that?
Lauro, it touches me to know that you care for us so deeply.
Seriously, what the fuck are you talking about?
You did amazing, Lauro. You're a genius, my son. Now that you guys are married, she's ours. My God, if only I had known sooner that I had given birth to a prodigy.
Would you please tell me first what you're talking about?
The wife's money is also the husband's money, right? And the son's money is also the parents' money. Which means that your wife's money is now ours. We're filthy rich now, Lauro, and it's all thanks to you.
No, that's not why I married her.
Come on, Lauro. There's no need to hide your true self to me. After all, I am your mother, right? Why don't the three of us use your wife's money to live a life of luxury from now on? But first, we need to do something about this debt of ours.
You seriously got into debt again?
Who cares if I got into debt again? We're going to pay it off with your wife's money. So could you please give me 100,000 euros from your wife's bank account?
100,000 euros?
You see, we were told by the strange man that if we gave him money, he'd give it back tenfold. And so me and your dad both gave him 5,000 euros for a total of 10,000 euros. We thought that it was an investment, but the money wouldn't quite return for some reason. We thought that we just needed to give him a bit more money, and before we knew it, I had spent 100,000 euros.
What the fuck are you doing? That's a scam no matter how you look at it. Seriously, you fell for something as easily seen through as that and threw away 100,000 euros. Just how much of a scumbag are you two?
Come now, don't get so mad, Lauro. Even me and your dad went pale when we found out that we were 100,000 euros in debt, but now we have your wife's money. I'm so glad you were kind enough to catch her for us, Lauro. Of course, we won't be so barbaric as to ask you two to let us live with you. Just give us 100,000 euros for now, and that's it. You probably won't hear from us again for a few months at least. Come on, don't be so selfish. 100,000 euros is probably nothing for someone like her, right? No one is going to gain from you holding back her money from us like this. All you'd be doing is making your parents disappointed in you for no good reason at that.
To think that someone like this is my parent. It makes me so embarrassed that I'd like my body replaced for another, if possible.
What?
I didn't pick my wife so that you two could pay off your debts.
Don't tell me, but Are you seriously so selfish as to use all that money for yourself and not give us any? I'm not going to forgive something as unfair as that, Lauro.
Say whatever you want. All I want is to have a happy family with my wife. There's no space for toxic parents like you in our family.
You ungrateful brat. I'm the one who gave birth to you, so technically everything you have is thanks to me, you know.
Hi, Rosita, sorry about earlier.
Oh, hi, Lauro.
Did anything happen to you once the taxi dropped you off at the station? I don't think my parents have the resources to hire other people to catch you, but...
Yeah, I'm fine, but I got on the train just like you told me, and...
Sorry, but I need you to stay on the train a bit longer. I'm going to reserve a room for you at the business hotel near the airport. So could you wait for me there until I come for you?
Alright. I can reserve a hotel room on my own, you know. I'll tell you once I decide which hotel I'm going to be staying at.
Sorry, you're right.
What are you going to be doing?
I've already finished preparing for our departure, but since we were only supposed to depart on the morning of the day after tomorrow, I left my passport and plane tickets at home. I need to go back first.
Yep, you can't get a flight without those.
Still though, to think that they were actually already on their way here yesterday when we had our conversation. Looks like I underestimated their determination when it came to stealing my money. I'm lucky that today was the last day at the office and the final few days until I resign. I'm going to be working remotely. Even my office laptop I have right now, they said I could just return to them by mail after I resign. I'll just hide somewhere until I flight and wait this out.
Is it alright if you're texting me like this right now? I have the feeling that your parents are looking for you as we speak.
It's alright. See, I've already left the house and now in an internet cafe. I'm pretty sure they won't find me here as I'm currently hiding in one of the most crowded areas of the city.
Really? That's good, I guess. I'm currently in an internet cafe right now. I told my company about what was happening, and they said I could work remotely from a hotel or something until our day of departure.
Oh, that's so? We're lucky the companies we work at are so understanding, eh? Seriously, I don't think that many employers would just believe it when you said your mother-in-law was chasing you so you had to hide.
Yeah, alright. I'll contact you again when I reserve a hotel room. Take care, alright?
Yeah, you too.
Lauro, where are you right now? We didn't have a place to stay tonight, so we thought that we would stay at your house, but you weren't there. Your dad got angry and he started banging on the door, and so one of your neighbors called the police on us. Thankfully, I was able to calm him down and drag him away before the police came, though.
You know even where I live?
Yup, my sister told me.
Huh? Your sister again? Seriously, just how resourceful is that woman if she could find my house like this? Does she have experience working at a detective agency or something?
Actually, she has, but that's not the point. I should have asked her to tell me last night and not today, since it seems it was already too late. Last night was a mess as well, you know. We used up almost all of our remaining money to get here, so we had to sleep in a park. We don't have any money anymore, so just hurry up and come home so you can let us in.
I don't live in that house anymore.
Huh? Oh, did you move to your wife's mansion or something like that? Alright, if that's the case, then we'll go there as well. Just tell me what the address is.
No, my wife already sold her mansion. She won't be able to sleep there tonight either.
What? She sold it? Why?
I don't know, ask her yourself because the two of us already got divorced.
Huh? But you only got married yesterday. What do you mean you got divorced? And here I thought that you were some sort of prodigy. I take everything nice I said to you back.
Don't blame me, because it's you and Dad's fault, you know. I mean, your eyes lit up with joy at the thought of her money, even though she was standing right in front of you. And you kept sending those texts of yours, even though my wife was sitting right next to me. And at the end, you even told me about your €100,000 of debt. Of course she'd want to divorce me. even if she liked me or whatever.
What? Couldn't your wife just take 100,000 euros out of her bank account and give it to us? 100,000 euros is nothing for her, right? Wow, what a selfish woman this ex-wife of yours is.
It's much better than a greedy parent whose only thought is of stealing your money, though.
What? Greedy? Me? But all I'm asking for is 100,000 euros to pay off our debt. Don't you think it's only natural for a son to pay off his parents' debt in situations like this?
So you don't even realise you're greedy? No, I don't think that asking your son to pay off all your debts for you is natural. Besides, my wife doesn't have 100,000 euros, so he wouldn't be able to give it to you even if he wanted to.
Huh? But I thought that she was the only daughter of an entrepreneur, and that she lost both her parents in an accident 2 years ago. She must have enough money to support the 4 of us for the rest of our lives, right?
No, actually, she's not swimming in money. You see, my late father-in-law had 3 other children with his first wife.
What?
You probably want to say now that even then she would have received a quarter of the inheritance, right? But see, my wife gave up her right of laying a claim on the inheritance.
What?
Apparently it's going to be a huge hassle for her since she was the daughter of her father's second wife. And it's not like she was in poverty and couldn't support herself or anything. Neither is she the type to waste money. Which is also why she doesn't want to have anything to do with scumbags like you and Dad who take out loans as if it was nothing and at the end of the day end up nothing but the dredges of society.
She called us the dredges of society? Hold on, Lauro. You need to hand over this ex-wife of yours to us. Not only did she not lay claim to her father's inheritance, but now she's insulting us? There's no way I'm going to just let this go.
I already told you we got divorced. There's nothing I can do to her anymore.
Fine, if that's the case, then you do something about our 100,000 euros of debt. The debt of the parents is the debt of the children.
Right, and which fucking law says that exactly? Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to get started on the work I had left to do.
Which means that you're in your office right now, right?
No, I'm working remotely today.
What? Remote work?
Yeah, which is why I don't have to actually be at the office to work. Today was my last day at the office and I'm going to be working remotely until the day of my resignation.
You're resigning?
I'll say this in advance, but since I've only been working here for a few years, the money I'm going to receive for the resignation, basically just a small gift. Please don't rely on my money, because I'm going to be unemployed soon.
Wow, I didn't expect this, I guess.
Alright, this is the last time I'm going to be contacting you, I guess.
But you were our last hope.
Bye.
How are we supposed to give back the 100,000 euros now?
First of all, I think I need to clarify that part about me and Rosita getting divorced was just a lie to buy us some time. It was a ploy to make my parents give up completely after I told them that Rosita didn't actually inherit any money from her father. I normally don't condone lying even to people I dislike, but this was my parents who we were dealing with, so I made an exception. A few days after this, I met my wife Rosita, who was waiting for me at the airport. We headed for England, where it was decided a few months ago that my wife would be relocated as part of her job. By the way, the part about me becoming unemployed was also a lie. I used the experience and knowledge I gained while working at my previous job to become a freelance worker, so I'm not actually unemployed. It was 3 weeks later when my parents found out that I'd lied to them. It seems that they intend to make me pay for their debt no matter what, and for some reason have brought along my aunt with them, and are currently searching for me in the capital city. Apparently both my parents and my aunt suddenly disappeared without a trace one day, but since I already cut ties with them, I'm really not interested in what happened after that.
Cedric, are you coming over again?
Huh? Feels like there's some kind of an annoying and gross presence that's come begging for me. Oh well, if it's not my 40-year-old shut-in sister, Robin. Are you still shutting yourself into that place of yours with no desire of ever coming out? You happen to have a penthouse on the top floor of that beautiful building, but it's all going to waste on you.
The only reason I'm never coming out of this room is because I don't ever want to run into you or your wife. I get that both Mom and Dad will let you into their lives all the time, but I hate having you guys around.
Huh? Why is that?
If I'm to leave my place at any point in time, you and your wife try to come in here and mess with things. And there are even times you both will come and take things of mine back to your guys' house.
You and I are family, so it's totally okay for us to have some of your things.
No, it's totally not fine. I've had to start going to the bathroom in my room in order to not ever have you guys coming in and stealing things from me. And when I'm hungry, I can only eat these emergency rations I've saved up so that I don't have to go out.
Huh? What the heck? You're a crazy woman. Hearing you say things like that about your lifestyle really makes me want to come over to your place even more.
What?
Hey, tonight I'm going to be staying over there. Please and thank you.
Huh? Go away. This is not the place that you and your wife can come over to and do anything you want at. And this doesn't only go for you two, but Mom and Dad as well, all right?
Huh? What the heck are you going on about now? Take a look at yourself in the mirror for me and tell me all that again.
What? That doesn't even make any sense.
Oh, it does. You are in your 40s now, yet you still plan on living in Mom and Dad's penthouse for the rest of time? You're like a parasite to those two.
Huh?
I don't want to hear your huh anymore. Listen, Robin, that penthouse is supposed to be going to someone like me, as I'm the older brother, which means that I have the right to choose who lives in there and who doesn't.
Wait, I really want to know what the frick is going on with you right now. This penthouse is not Mom and Dad's place, and it sure as hell is not going to become yours anytime soon.
Huh? I really want to know myself. What is going on with you? Like I've been saying, you have no right to still be living there. Mom and Dad still live in that place with you, which means that the place is theirs, right?
Did you already forget everything I explained to you before?
Oh, I know the story. About how that place happens to be your fiancé's, but as of right now, he's overseas and can't do anything about us here.
So you do remember what I was telling you about.
Do you think I'm actually going to believe you have a fiancé who's overseas now? I've never even met this fiancé of yours before, and why the hell would he choose to go overseas when he should be thinking about marrying you? This must mean he's not real.
I told you that he was assigned to go overseas for work, though.
You're crazy.
Do you want me to get him on the phone right now and have him talk to you? I can ask him right now, and I'm sure he'd be more than happy to do a video call with you so that you can see his face.
Ah, that's right. You're going on about your fictional boyfriend now.
What?
Come on now, you're too old for that crap, all right? It's sad for me to hear something like that about my little sister, to be honest. I guess you really are the kind of person who won't ever change their ways unless they are met with a cold, hard truth.
What are you talking about?
No worries, it's nothing. Well, I want you to enjoy whatever time there is left for you to be living as a shut-in here.
Isaiah, can you talk right now?
Hey, Robin. It's like 2 in the morning there right now, right? You don't have to call me all this time, alright? I don't want you to have to overdo things just because there is such a difference in time between us.
Yeah, I know. Normally I would have called you at an earlier time when you were just getting up or something. But this time I have something I needed to talk about with you when you're not still sleepy.
Well, if that's important, then maybe it was the right idea, calling me when I'm fully awake. Is it about your parents again?
Well, my parents are a part of this. Actually, they've gotten my brother and his wife involved now.
You kidding me?
At first, I was fine with only my parents staying here for a bit, but, well, they seem to keep sticking around in this house and have no plans of leaving. And I guess that's led my brother to think that he can stay here now.
So they think they could just move into a house that's not theirs and live there forever? I guess if they already have their things there, and there's no way of really forcing them out without some good reasoning.
I think so. When it comes to me letting my parents stay here at first, it was due to them not being able to pay rent on their place because it had gone up so much. And you said yourself that it was fine for them to come and stay for a while, so I let them move in. But while they've been here with me, my brother started to think that this place has been Mom and Dad's all along, and now he wants to live here too. Of course, it's not helping that my parents won't move out.
Kicking them out or asking for them to never come again is probably a really hard task for you to handle alone, right? I'm not talking about your parents right now, but just your brother and his wife.
I've tried that already, but my parents keep letting them in, forcing me to shut myself into my room while they're around. And what makes all of this worse is that when they've been coming over, they will take things, even from our room. I've had to start putting all the more valuable things in here with me and make sure to keep the room door locked at all times with me in here. Sometimes they'll be in the house for the whole day, and I'll have to force myself to go to the bathroom in here and eat some of our canned foods. Right now, my brother thinks I'm some sort of freak because I never leave my room anymore.
That's not good at all. And actually, if they're stealing things from the penthouse, you could call the police on them.
Well, I've been wanting to, but I thought it would be best to wait for you to come home since it's not my penthouse. And as of right now, it's a 1 versus 4 situation with me going against my whole family. Calling the police at a time like this would most likely make things worse for me.
Hey, Robin, out of all things you happen to have, how much of it is things that you could, never live without and would like to hold on to for as long as you can?
Huh? Let me think.
This isn't meant to be a trick question or anything. I just want to know how much you have that you would not want to lose.
Well, to keep the list short, I'd have to say clothing and jewelry that you've given me all this time and the engagement ring I have. Also my laptop that has all my work information on it and all of my backup hard drives and such. And also the pressed flower collection that I got from my grandpa before he passed away. What about that printer I have? Do you think that's something we could always buy again?
Good point. I think that could be bought again if needs be.
Well, then I guess those are the only things I'd never want to lose.
All right. Do you think you can fit all of those things into one large moving box or something like that?
Right. All of those things I've listed off aren't big or really that heavy on a way. So I could probably get them all into one decent-sized box. Can you tell me why you're asking me things like this?
Sure. I was planning on telling you what will happen come morning over there for you. But well, I'll let you know now. Next week I'm planning on coming back to the States for a little bit.
Wait, really? Does this mean things are finally...
That's right. It seems that things have gone a lot quicker than I'd expected here, so... Well, I'll be able to stay in the U.S. for about 3 months or so this time, so I was thinking during that time, you and I can figure all of this out.
Understood. Well, I'll do whatever I can here to start getting things off to a good start for us.
All right. If you can help me out with that box you'll pack up, with all the things you don't want to lose, that would help. Well then, do you think we can call it here for now? It's the middle of the night for you there, and I'm sure you're sleepy, right?
Well, I'm a little sleepy, actually.
Then you need to go to sleep. When there are more things for me to have you do, I'll send you the list and you can get started on them.
All right, then.
Maybe I'll send it in a few hours here.
Then I'll read it when I get up.
Please. Well, good night, Robin.
Good night, Isaiah.
Hey, Robin. Today I want you out of this penthouse.
What?
Mom, Dad, my wife, and myself all got together and had a little chat. You've been trying way too hard to get Mom and Dad's money, haven't you? You're also in your 40s now and still haven't gotten married. Instead dreaming about a fiancé that's not even real.
Did you ever stop to think that the reason I might not be married yet is because I happen to have a useless family that is always leeching off me?
You have no right saying that about us when you're an old hag that can't seem to tell lies from reality. To get you to wake up from that stupid dream about some fiancé you think you have, we're making you homeless.
So you're saying that the 4 of you are going to kick me out of this penthouse?
Well, when you say we're kicking you out like that, it makes the 4 of us look bad. I'm just trying to help my little sister get back to reality. And that requires us to be a little hard on you.
Well, I'm not even there anymore.
Huh?
I wasn't able to relax in that place while you and your wife were there. So, before having to deal with any of you guys anymore, I made my move.
Oh! Amazing!
All of the things in my room are no longer needed by me, so go ahead and take whatever you'd like from there. That goes for the whole penthouse as well.
Really? I see. And just so you're still aware, I'm gonna be taking over this penthouse now. So it was all gonna be mine whether you gave me permission or not.
Well, please take great care of Mom and Dad for me.
Like you did anything to care for them. All you were was a cruddy parasite to them that locked yourself away in their house. Goodbye forever. Hey, Robin! A freaking lawyer is here! He's been going on about whose place this is and whose name is on it! What the hell is all this about?
I'm sure that the lawyer has already explained that part to you, right? My fiancé, the one with his name on the penthouse, making it his, is asking you and the 3 other squatters there to get the heck out of his place right now.
What are you going on about? This is Mom and Dad's place?
I told you so many times already now that it's not.
But Dad said...
Both Mom and Dad had to end up stumbling into that place with me because the 2 of them are too stupid and hopeless to help themselves anymore. And after they started to force themselves to live with me long term, you start to think for no good reason that the place was Mom and Dad's and that you could come anytime you pleased. Are you starting to realize how stupid that was of you and that there's no way out of this now?
Huh? Why are you trying to blow so much smoke up my butt?
Are you kidding me? I'm not blowing any smoke. Dad was fired from his job almost a year ago.
He was fired?
He was at a party for work and there was a new employee that he wasn't really fond of, and so he decided to pour beer all over them. And well, that new employee just so happened to be the CEO's son.
The CEO's son?
Because of that, the company started to investigate Dad and found a full list of compliances that he'd been recorded causing. The company, after seeing all that, decided Dad was too far gone to be retrained or helped in any manner and chose to fire him.
What the heck?
After being fired, he was far too old for any other companies to want to hire him. And that led to him no longer being able to afford the apartment he was renting with Mom. So I went and asked my fiancé if it'd be okay for them to stay with me for a little while, and he said that was fine.
Are you being serious right now?
I really thought that by having that lawyer show up at the front door, you would have all realized that I was not playing around with you all, and neither is my fiancé.
Are you kidding me though?
I'm sure you've already heard this, but that penthouse is being set for sale. So you all go back to your apartment or wherever right now.
What?
And this means you'll be taking Mom and Dad with you as well.
No! You hold it right there! I've had enough of this crap from you. Luckily for my wife and I, we haven't gotten rid of our apartment just yet, so we can make things work. But it's not big enough for Mom and Dad to be coming there too.
Is that so? You've been in that penthouse for a month now, right? Have you not been the one taking care of Mom and Dad this whole time there?
I want you to come back and take these 2 hags with you.
That's not going to happen, though.
Why the hell not?
Because I'll be moving overseas with my fiancé soon to a brand new world without any of you guys around.
What? You're moving overseas?
He is still required to be overseas for work for some time now. So we've decided that the 2 of us are just going to buy a house there and that'll be our new home. He was actually able to get me a visa as well, because he pulled some strings to make it look as though I'm already his wife. So the 2 of us will be going earlier than expected. We've already finished up our packing and everything.
No way, no way! You stop all of that right now and come back here!
I told you, that's not happening.
Bull crap! And do you really think you'll be able to live in a completely new country all alone? You're in your 40s now and have lived your whole life spoiled by Mom and Dad, never working a day in your life. You really think you can speak another language that'll allow you to live well? Good freaking luck!
Don't you know that I'm a translator?
A translator?
I only started doing it after being proposed to by my fiancé, but I've learned that I am really good at it.
Are you... You're kidding.
I've been with my fiancé for over 5 years now, by the way.
What?
I told him that the reason I didn't want to marry him yet is because all my family is toxic and I didn't want him being dragged into all your guys' drama. But he was very accepting of that and told me he'd wait until I'm ready to be his wife. He's so loving and he has always been there to take care of me. He even let me stay in his penthouse this whole time while he's been overseas.
Wait,
And, well, seeing that he's even gone to lengths to get me to move to another country with him, I have an answer.
wait.
Once he and I are on that plane heading to our new house, I am never coming back to the US.
I told you to freaking wait!
And with that, goodbye forever. A few days after that, my older brother and his wife got a divorce. I guess that his wife started to realize the risks of living with him as her husband were getting way too high and made her choice on the matter. And as for that apartment she'd been living in with my brother, it happened to be under her name. My brother and both my parents were kicked out of her place then and forced to become homeless for a few days as they marched over 20 miles to get to a family friend of theirs' house. They were allowed to all reside there for a little while, and while doing so, it seems that my dad started to look for work again online. I thought that luck was on their side this time and that they would finally be able to get back on their feet, but that's when I found out the three of them have loads of debt. And by the looks of it, those three are never going to be able to break free from this life of never having any money, and should get acquainted with life as poor people. As for myself, I received my visa and was able to leave the US with my fiancé. He was so happy to finally have me for good this time, and wanted me to know he'd never leave my side again. And when we touched down in a new country, away from my family, he asked me if we could get married that month, and I said yes. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Sylvia, just because you changed your WhatsApp ID doesn't mean that I won't be able to find you, you know. Sylvia, answer my calls. Hurry up, there's something really important I need to tell you.
Huh? Who is this? I don't remember exchanging contact information with anyone recently.
Huh? You don't even recognize your ex-wife you used to love? You're a failure of a man, Sylvia.
My ex-wife? Is this Sarah?
Yes, I got your WhatsApp ID from a mutual acquaintance of ours. Seriously, I had to give you a hint before you found out who I was? That's a bit too rude, Sylvia. It's like we didn't spend 4 years loving each other.
But it's already been 8 years since we got divorced. I think it's only natural that I don't recognize you by text, unless you tell me who you are first. Speaking of which, you really shouldn't start off your conversations with people like that. At least introduce yourself first, you know?
What? I'm not here for you to give me a lesson on manners. I'm here because there's something important I need to tell you. Hold on. All your gibberish made me forget what it was.
Alright, tell me when you remember what it is then. But still, to think that you'd contact me on my new WhatsApp account after all these years. Just what is it that you want with me? I can already tell that you're up to something.
Huh? You're the one who's going to talk to me like that? Like I'm the bad guy here? You don't have the right, because you're the one who's being very mean to me right now.
Huh? We haven't met even once since we got divorced. What do you mean I'm being mean to you?
Stop trying to act like you don't know. You know very well what you did to me.
Look, I honestly have no idea what you're talking about right now, Sarah. Just tell me what exactly it is that I did to you that was so mean.
I heard that you were getting married again. Don't try to act all innocent on me.
It's been 8 years. It's only natural that I'd find someone else I'd want to marry in that time.
What even is that? Then what was the alimony I paid you for? This wasn't part of the deal, you know.
What? What in the world are you even talking about, Sarah? The alimony? What does the alimony you paid me have anything to do with me getting married again?
If you've got another woman, then it means that you were just like me at the end of the day, right? Then it doesn't make sense that I'm the only one who paid an alimony. Why was it just me? I didn't know you were going to marry another woman when I paid you that money. I thought that the money was to make sure that I was the only woman you loved until the day you died.
That's not exactly how alimonies work. Besides, could you please not make this sound like I cheated on you? That's what you did to me 8 years ago, and this is completely unrelated, because the person I'm going to marry soon is someone I started going out with after we got divorced. Unlike what you did to me, this isn't cheating. Don't put me on the same level as you, because I would never do something despicable like that.
You're not doing anything despicable? And how exactly did you come to that conclusion? But you're doing something despicable right now as we speak.
Huh? I don't see how you can consider what I'm doing on the same level as what you did to me 8 years ago. There's no rule saying that you have to love your ex-wife forever if she pays you an alimony. What even is that anyways? It makes no sense whatsoever.
I'll explain it to you. You used to be married to me in the past, which that means you have a duty to love me for the rest of your life, right? Of course, I'm not going to be so unfair as to say that you only have to love me and not the other way around, because I love you as well.
What? You love me, but you started going out with another man while you were still married to me. Don't just pretend that what you did 8 years ago never happened.
I told you over and over and over that the only one I love is you. But you're the only one who didn't believe what I told you and stole my money, divorcing me in the process. I told you already that that man was just a friend of mine, didn't I? But you kept insisting that I was cheating on you.
What do you mean I stole your money? All I did was exercise my legal right as a husband who was cheated on, and the court found that I had the right to make you pay me alimony.
Stop making it sound so complicated. This is how you confused me and stole 30,000 euros from me 8 years ago, but I'm not going to fall for that again. I'm going to make you do what I say this time.
Look, what in the world are you talking about? You keep talking, but you haven't even said what you wanted with me yet.
Give me back the 30,000 euros I gave you 8 years ago.
Huh?
You had the opportunity to get back together with me after we got divorced, but you decided to betray me and are now trying to get married with another woman, which means that you have to give me back that alimony I paid you. If you do that, I'll forget about how you were trying to marry another woman, and I'll let you marry me again instead.
What in the world are you talking about?
Huh? What do you mean, what am I talking about? Isn't it completely obvious what I'm telling you right now?
Everything between you and me finished 8 years ago. Once we got divorced that day, we became strangers that would go on different paths in life. It's none of your business who I met after that and who I'm going to marry as well. I don't know what you think, but at least that's how the majority of people view things when it comes to divorces.
I don't care what the majority of people in society or whatever thinks. And that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm trying to say that I don't understand what kind of thought process you might have trying to marry another woman when you're still in love with me. Which is why I want you to give me back that alimony I paid you 8 years ago.
I'm sorry, who said that I still loved you? All my feelings for you completely evaporated when I found out that you were cheating on me 8 years ago. That's why we got divorced. Can't you understand even that?
You're lying right now, right, Sylvia? Of course you still love me because I still love you.
No, I'm not lying. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's not how love works. To be honest, I'd almost completely forgotten about you, until you suddenly just texted me out of nowhere like this. It's a shame, because I was almost about to completely forget about the disgusting memories I have of 8 years ago. I want to find happiness with my current fiancé.
No, you can find happiness with me. Seriously, why get married with another woman when I'm available?
You're a nuisance, Sarah. Don't contact me again.
What? You're joking, right? Fine, you don't have to marry me anymore. Just give me back the 30,000 euros. Sylvia, answer my calls. Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. I found out the date your wedding ceremony was going to take place. That being said, I'm going to be your bride for today. You see, I even prepared a wedding dress. I'll forgive those insults you gave me the last time we talked, because I know you didn't really mean it. Of course, on the condition that you choose me as your bride. If you want me to forgive you for insulting me, then you have to marry me again. Give me an answer once I enter the chapel, alright? I mean, it's not like I need to ask, because of course you're going to choose me, right? Sylvia, just what in the world is the meaning of this? Did you trick me or something?
Jesus, how many texts did you send me? Hold on, what do you mean I tricked you?
Huh? Tell me, but did you seriously not read the texts I sent you at noon?
I didn't see them. I was on an international flight when you sent me those texts, and I only got off the plane now.
Huh? An international flight?
We're gonna have our wedding abroad, so I got on a plane from Haneda Airport.
You're having the wedding abroad?
I'm looking at these texts you sent me right now, but seriously, what in the world are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
Our wedding is just about to start now. It's not even in the country, so...
Huh? What are you talking about? The wedding ceremony is going to be today, right? I heard that you were going to have the wedding at YT Hotel.
Well, yeah. We're gonna have our wedding at YT Hotel, but...
So I was right.
Which YT Hotel did you go to?
Of course, the one in Tokyo. Why?
Could it be the case that you didn't know that YT Hotel is an international chain with hotels around the world?
Huh?
The wedding ceremony we're going to be having is going to take place at a YT Hotel abroad. If I give you any hints, I get the feeling you'll come all the way here, so I won't tell you the country we're in, though.
What?
Don't tell me, but did those crazy texts you sent me earlier mean you barged into another person's wedding ceremony at the YT Hotel in Tokyo?
So does that mean that I barged into someone completely unrelated's wedding?
That's what I'm asking you right now, but judging by the text you sent me, it looks like you did. That's not our wedding venue, Sarah.
You've got to be kidding me. Sylvia, give me back that 30,000 euros you stole from me. Hurry up, I need it now.
Seriously, you're still talking about that?
I mean, it's so unfair. Why did I have to pay you an alimony when you don't have to?
You see, I contacted some of our mutual acquaintances for the first time in a long time, but I heard that after you got divorced with me, you messed up again, and your parents finally cut ties with you. Isn't that true?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I heard you tried to seduce your boss who had a wife and children, and then his wife found out. Now she's making you pay her an alimony of 30,000 euros.
Why did they have to tell you that? Who told you that anyways?
I'm not telling you. Apparently your parents paid the 30,000 euros I asked from you when we got divorced for you, on the condition that you would never do something like that again. You broke your promise and committed adultery. Again, didn't you? That's when your parents cut ties with you and left you to deal with this new alimony on your own. Then you suddenly remembered that I existed.
Yeah, if I got married with you again, I thought that I would be able to pay off this new alimony with that 30,000 euros I gave you 8 years ago. To think that I went through all that effort to find out where you were because I thought that I could rely on you. But suddenly, I heard that you were going to get married again. Do you even understand how much that hurt me when I heard that?
First of all, that wasn't your money that you gave me, it was your parents', so you have doubly no right to ask for that money back. And second of all, everything between me and you already finished 8 years ago. If I'm going to be kind here, I can kind of understand why you'd feel interested in what was happening to me after all these years, even though it is a bit annoying for me. But wouldn't someone usually give up when they hear that their ex-husband had plans of getting remarried? You, on the other hand, have made a huge commotion.
Yeah, but the fact that you're trying to marry another woman even though you still have feelings for me, that's cheating no matter how you look at it.
I already told you before, right? All my feelings for you completely evaporated when I found out that you were cheating on me. I told you this, but you ignored me and are now making a huge mess, even involving people that are completely unrelated to the two of us. Seriously, just what in the world is going on in that mind of yours? What's your objective even?
But I already told you that. I want you to give me back the 30,000 euros you stole from me and get married with me instead.
You had to pay that alimony I asked of you when we got divorced because you betrayed me, your husband, by going out with another man. This is 100% not happening. But even if we were to get back together, me giving you back that money doesn't even make sense.
Huh?
Oh, and this is very important. We already turned in the marriage papers.
Of course. You wrote my name as your wife's name, right?
You've been listening to a word I said.
You didn't?
Of course I didn't. What part of what I said to you just now made you think that I wanted to get back together with you? Seriously, I'm not even joking right now. I think there's something seriously wrong with your head. You should probably visit a psychoanalyst or something, because that's not how a normal person would think.
But at this rate, it's not going to be just 30,000 euros that I have to pay. The wedding ceremony of these strangers I ruined by accident. They're making me pay for all the wedding expenses. Not only that, but when they were trying to catch me at the wedding venue, I resisted. I made a mistake and ripped apart the wedding dress I borrowed. They're telling me I have to pay for that as well. Oh, and the equipment I broke at the wedding venue. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I need a lot of money right now. Which is why I want you to give me back that 30,000 euros you stole from me, and I want you to get back together with me and share some of this burden. Don't you pity me even a bit?
That all you had to say?
Huh?
All of what you've been saying up until now has been selfish and arrogant. Not only that, but it seems like you're delusional on a dangerous level as well. You think you can get whatever you want if you just cry loud enough, right? No, I don't pity you, Sarah. On the contrary, you make me sick. I didn't like you ever since I found out you cheated on me. But now I think I don't like you even more, if that's even possible.
What?
Sorry, but I think I'm gonna go relax with my wife in our hotel room now. I don't want you bothering us any more than you already have, so I'm gonna block you.
Fine. Then at least give me 30,000 euros. I'll forget about you cheating on me if you do that. Come on, Sylvia. Don't you see that I'm trying to come to a compromise with you right now? It's just 30,000 euros. Are you even reading these texts? Sylvia, did you actually just block me? But...
Me and my wife got married abroad just as we planned, and went home after that, but it seems that my ex-wife Sarah was having a pretty rough time while we were doing this. She tried to run away and not pay the money she was being asked for, and fled to a house for relatives, but her relatives already knew what was happening to her, so now she's just surrounded and had nowhere to escape. Since she was deemed untrustworthy and would 100% attempt another escape, her parents had to come and get her against her will. It didn't change the fact that they had cut ties with her, and of course they weren't going to pay the money she had to pay in her stead, but they did send her to live in a temple in the mountains. This had 3 meanings. First, she was sent there so that someone would keep watch over her far away from society so that she wouldn't cause anyone any more trouble. Second, she was sent there to make sure that she wouldn't be able to escape before she paid off the money she owed. And third, well, she was sent there in hopes that she might one day change and become a better person. During the afternoon, she works at a factory near the foot of the mountains. And during the days and nights, she was forced to undergo strict training with the other monks at the temple. Apparently, it's been decided that she would spend at least the next 20 years of her life there. I only hope that she becomes at least sane enough as to not harm other people once she leaves.
Santa? Hey, why did you reply to my wedding invitation saying that you wouldn't come? Why didn't you say you would come? I mean, it's my wedding. Don't you remember that I was a legendary idol back in middle school? So even if you do have other plans, it's only natural that you prioritize my wedding over that. Can't you understand even that? Come on, we're already adults, Santa, and you still haven't learned any manners? because it looks like you're still as rude and disrespectful as you were back in middle school. Besides, I did write it on the invitation I sent you, didn't I? Everyone needs to come to my wedding, and I'm not going to accept any absences. The only reason I sent an invitation in the first place is because it's tradition. It's not like I'm actually asking you guys whether you're going to come or not. I mean, of course everyone is going to come. Why would I even need to ask that? Oh, and since I was an idol back in middle school, everyone needs to give me a wedding gift of at least 1,000 euros. By the way, there are people I sent an invitation to whose contact information I don't have. Tell them what I told you right now and make sure that they come with at least 1,000 euros, all right? All right. I'm counting on you then, Santa. Hey, Santa, is now a good time? There's something I want to talk to you about Sierra's wedding. She sent me these really confusing texts out of nowhere, and I wanted to ask your advice on it. Oh, hi, Armida. Yeah, I can talk now. You're talking about how she's making everyone come to her wedding, right? Oh, so she sent you a text too? To be honest, I was a bit confused when she said that the school's idol was going to get married, but then I realized that she was talking about herself. Yep, apparently she still thinks that everyone back at school loved her or something, when in reality it was the exact opposite. I was working when she sent me those texts, so I just ignored it and haven't replied yet, though. What exactly did she say to you? It looks like she got mad at me for replying to her wedding invitation saying that I wouldn't come. Apparently she's going to make me come to her wedding or something. She said that she only sent out those invitations because it's tradition, and in reality she wasn't going to accept anyone saying that they would be absent. Oh, and apparently we all need to bring her a wedding gift of at least 1,000 euros, or else, whatever that means. Seriously, does she still think we're still kids in middle school that she can boss around? Well, it looks like Syria at least hasn't changed much from our days back in school. It looks like she basically sent the same thing to you as she did to me then. What? You had Syria's contact information? I never did, but my sister was in the same grade as her during both high school and middle school. For some reason, she made my sister give her my contact information, even though they didn't get along back in school. That's also part of why she was able to send wedding invitations to the both of us. I see. Your sister should have just ignored her, but I guess that's easier said than done. You were both in the art club, right? Is that how she was able to contact you? Yep. We only exchanged contact information once we graduated, though. You see, one of the junior club members won an award, and her paintings were going to be displayed at a venue near Sierra's house. We both went, and that's when we exchanged contact information. We met each other by accident, and even though I didn't want to, she made me give her my contact information. She literally wouldn't let go of me until I gave it to her. I regret giving in to her that day. I should have just told her to back away and called the police on her if she wouldn't stop. Wow, so she seriously does still act like she did back in middle school. I wanted to block her, but I thought it would be scary if I suddenly bumped into her again if I did that, so I left it as is. But I guess there's really no point in keeping her unblocked now that I already moved far away and there's basically no chance that we'll ever see each other again. I can understand how you must have felt, but don't you think it's a good idea to keep her unblocked for just a bit longer? It seems like she's up to something, so I think it's a good idea to keep some sort of watch on her. I agree. I mean, it's not like she can do anything to us anymore besides annoying us with texts. Anyways, you and your sister aren't going to be going to her wedding, right? Of course we're not. I mean, it's my sister's wedding that day, and we're going to be in Okinawa. Besides, I wouldn't go even if I lived right next to the wedding venue or something. In fact, I would probably take a trip to make sure that we wouldn't meet if that were the case. I thought so. I mean, maybe if she had at least grown up and gotten a bit more mature, but obviously that hasn't happened. It looks like Sierra just never grew up. You're not going to go either, right, Santa? Yep, I'm going on a family vacation to Hokkaido, so I won't be able to go even if I wanted to. I thought so. Besides, don't you think it's strange how she's sending out these wedding invitations when it's only 3 weeks until her wedding ceremony? Yeah, I heard that wedding invitations should be sent out at least 3 months in advance. It's that selfish and arrogant Sierra we're talking about. I bet she's up to something. I mean, seriously, I bet she's just doing this to annoy all of us and make us come to her wedding on short notice. Yep, that was what I thought as well. Well, for now, I guess I'll just try and ignore her and not reply to her texts. She sent the wedding invitation to my parents' house, and she wrote my name with my maiden name, so she probably doesn't know that I already got married and moved far away. Besides, what bothers me the most is that just because she was superior back in school, she thinks that she's still superior even now. I don't give a fuck how you were an idol back in middle school, Sierra. Yep, my thoughts too. I'll tell my sister that she should just try and ignore Sierra as well. Yep, I think that's a good idea. Thanks for listening to what I had to tell you. Now that I think about it, I think we're just making a big deal out of nothing, and we're just acting this way because someone unpleasant from our past suddenly just reappeared. I mean, it's not like she can actually do anything to us anymore, right? I actually think now that just blocking her and forgetting about all of this would be the smartest thing to do. But that would be boring, right? And knowing you, Santa, you'd never pass up on a chance for free entertainment. You know me so well. Well then, see you later, I guess. Text me if Sierra texts you with anything weird again. Yep, I will. See you later. Santa, I have news regarding Sierra. I think you'll find this very interesting. Huh? It looks like this has become quite the troublesome situation while we weren't paying attention. What's the matter? Well, you see, it looks like Sierra is going to marry my sister's ex-boyfriend. What? Your sister's ex-boyfriend? A friend of my sister's told us about it. Apparently, her ex-boyfriend's parents got divorced when he was in his first year of college, and now he's going by his mother's last name. That's probably why my sister didn't notice anything, even when she took a look at the groom's name on the wedding invitation. Does that mean that... Yep, Sierra's sending my sister texts, rubbing it in her face, saying how she must be so mad and jealous. At first, my sister was confused as to what Sierra was trying to tell her, but she didn't even bother explaining herself, but now we know what those texts were about, I guess. I see. Anyways, me and my sister are currently on our way to Okinawa by plane. Oh, you said something about that, right? Yeah, apparently my sister's going to block Sierra while we're in Okinawa. I don't know if this is going to affect you guys or something, but I thought I would just tell you. Yep, understood. Oh, and tell your sister congratulations on her wedding. She was the real idol of our school and not Sierra after all. I will. I'll be going then. Yep, take care. Hi, Santa. Today's the day of my wedding. The entire school's idol is about to get married. Hello, Sierra. You understand well what I'm trying to tell you right now, right? Yes, the entire school's idol is about to get married. Is that correct? You keep leaving my texts unread, but it looks like you do understand after all, huh? If that's the case, I'll forgive you for being so impolite to me until now. I'm really looking forward to the wedding. All right, I'm going to drive now, so goodbye. Yep, make sure you entertain us, all right? You were always so funny back in school, Santa, even though you just looked like some cold and detached kid. Santa! Hey, Santa! Why aren't you at my wedding? The wedding ceremony has already started. Did you get into an accident or something? Huh? But didn't I reply to your wedding invitation saying that I wouldn't be coming? What made you think that I was going to come to your wedding? I already told you I only sent out those wedding invitations because it's a custom. I wasn't actually giving you a choice as to whether you're going to come to my wedding or not. Those weren't invitations, they were orders. Everyone I sent an invitation to needs to come. I already prepared your seat for you, so come here right now. Oh, and bring the others with you as well. Bring with you everyone you can get a hold of. Jesus, not one person that's not a relative I sent an invitation to came to my wedding. I know. This is all your fault, isn't it? You forgot to tell them about my wedding like I told you to, didn't you? Jesus, Santa, after all these years, you're still a huge idiot. What do you mean those invitations were in order? Would you please explain? Because as far as I know, you don't have any authority over us. What did you just say to me? I'm the entire school's idol. Always was and always will be. Of course you have to do what I tell you. Isn't that obvious? Just hurry up and come with as many people as you can. Okay, and what exactly are you going to do if I don't follow your orders? Besides, I'm currently on a vacation with my family, and so I'm nowhere near our hometown. I wouldn't be able to come even if I wanted to. Huh? A family vacation? Yes, I'm on a vacation with my husband and children. Your husband and children? You got married, Santa? Yes, I got married to a colleague of mine 4 years ago. 4 years ago? But this is the first time I'm hearing anything about this. Why didn't you tell me anything about this? As your senior, you know that you have to get my permission first before getting married, you know. I've heard of getting permission from your parents for a marriage before, but I've never heard of getting permission from your seniors back in middle school. What country's custom is that, Sarah? And besides, we aren't really that close, so I didn't really bother telling you about what was happening in my life until now. Huh? What do you mean, what country's custom is that? I grew up here in Japan just like you idiot. Hold on, we're off topic. You said that you would come to my wedding, right? Just 2 hours ago. What? I don't remember saying anything like that, though. You said that you were looking forward to my wedding. Oh, that's what you're talking about. But I never said I was looking forward to your wedding, did I? All I said was that I was looking forward to the wedding, and I wasn't talking about your wedding, Sarah. Huh? What, you cheeky little brat. It looks like you haven't changed since middle school, huh? Everyone found your little jokes funny back in middle school, but I, for one, found it completely obnoxious. Sorry, but it was kind of your fault. You said it yourself, didn't you? That today was going to be the wedding of the entire school's idol? Yeah, that's my wedding, right? Who else did you think I was talking about? Sorry, I didn't realize that you saw yourself in that light. I completely thought that you were talking about Armita's sister. Did you hear that she was a local idol in our hometown until she retired 2 years ago? Huh? A local idol? This is the first time I'm hearing this. Yes, and today's going to be her wedding. They're going to send me pictures and videos of the wedding later. That's what I meant when I said I was looking forward to the wedding. What? You knew what I was trying to tell you, and you were just messing with me, weren't you? Wasn't that what we were talking about 2 hours ago? It looks like we each were thinking about different marriages. Of course not. Hold on, you're playing dumb right now, aren't you? Cut it out. The only idol around here is me. Huh? Today is going to be my wedding, the idol of the entire middle school's wedding. You were everyone's idol? According to who? According to me. Not only was I at the top of my class, but I was also funny and pretty. I don't quite get what you're trying to say right now. I heard that Armita's sister was the top of your class, and as for you being smart and pretty, well... Huh? Are you trying to say that I'm not smart and pretty? Also, Armita's sister was only the top of our class officially, but I was the only one who knew that she was always cheating on her tests. There's no way someone that dumb looking is actually smart. I mean, ask anybody from our school who our idol was, and the first person they'll tell you about is Armita's sister, who was a local idol in our hometown until 2 years ago. Apparently her stage name is Angela. I also heard that she was in the same grade as you during school. Huh? Angela? Hold on, are you talking about Enrica? Oh, yeah, her real name was Enrica, right? What is the meaning of this? Who's Enrica going to marry anyway? Is he rich or poor? Give me a moment to remember. I heard that he was the next in line CEO of a large entertainment company. Huh? Uh-huh? What even is that? Why? But I just stole her handsome boyfriend from her and am now about to marry him. To think I was planning on hosting a lavish wedding ceremony today and rubbing in her face how happy I was. But this new guy of hers is so much better than mine. This is so unfair. I want an exchange of husbands. There's not really any point in telling that to me. I keep trying to text her, but all my messages are unread. Yes, but I don't have Enrica's contact information either. I only have her sister's contact information. You useless brat! If it's come to this, then I guess I'm going to have to barge into Enrica's wedding and steal her groom from her. Do you even know where the wedding is taking place? Tell it to me! Sorry, but I don't know either. Why not? Enrica is your friend's sister, right? Yeah, but they invited mostly people that worked with Enrica over her years during her career as an idol. It seems that they're keeping the details a secret so that fans wouldn't try and barge into the wedding. Is that so? Fine. I don't need you anymore. You really are useless, Santa. Santa? Help me. I need you to come and help me right now. You weren't of use to me the last time we talked, so I need you to be useful now. Oh, and apologize to me for getting married without my permission first. What is this suddenly, Sarah? My wedding ceremony was ruined. Is that so? I'm sorry to hear that. You see, my husband found it strange how none of the people I invited came except for my relatives. And so he canceled the marriage because I was untrustworthy or something. What even is that? It's not my fault that all my friends back in school stabbed me in the back. Not only that, but apparently his grandfather hired a detective agency immediately. And now they're also talking about how I have a terrible past or whatever. The marriage was canceled because you guys didn't come. Not only that, but they're making me pay for an alimony and for the wedding ceremony's cancellation fees. What did I do wrong? Sarah, this is probably going to be our last conversation, so I'll be straight with you right now. What is it? Do you know what people from my grade called you behind your back? What? I don't know. The school's idol or something? No, they called you the narcissistic wannabe idol. Huh? What part of me is narcissistic? But didn't you realize it yourself when no one came to your wedding? The truth is that no one really liked you back in school, Sarah. What? That's all I can tell you, Sarah. Can I go now? No, that's not what I came to talk about. There's still something I need to tell you. You see, I went to Enrica's house yesterday and I saw this handsome man who I immediately knew was Enrica's new husband and tried to seduce him. But apparently he was someone completely unrelated and his wife called the police on me. My parents found out about this and they're furious. If you're talking about Enrica's parents' house, they already sold it half a year ago and moved to another area. I didn't know anything about that. Besides, the invitation I sent to their house definitely reached Enrica and her sister. But I heard that as long as you tell the National Post system, they'll send letters addressed to you, but to your old address to your new address. But they didn't tell me anything about this. Sarah, while in school, for some reason you viewed Enrica as your rival, even though she didn't think the same towards you, causing you two not to get along, right? I don't understand why you expect her to tell you about what's happening in her life despite that. Seriously? Well then, I really don't have any more information I can give you, so goodbye. Wait, I'm going to block you now, okay? At first, I wondered why she kept just sending me texts, but I found out later that everyone else she had exchanged contact information with at school had already blocked her. I blocked her after our last conversation as well, as I felt there was really no point in me talking to her anymore after everything had happened. I heard about what happened to her after that from a friend who's still living in our hometown. It seems that Sarah's husband canceled their marriage and made her pay for the wedding ceremony's cancellation costs on top of an alimony. Just like she told me, but it seems that her relatives, including her parents, took this opportunity to cut ties with her once and for all, as it seems that it wasn't only the people at school she was always annoying. Because of this, she had to quit her job since she'd only gotten into that company in the first place thanks to her father's help. Now, all alone, she no longer had anyone to rely on for money, and so she decided to risk it all and go to the capital. Apparently, she found a job selling her body to men, And so she does this every day, slowly paying back the debts she owes.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good morning, Tony. Can you believe it's almost time? The rest of our life begins tomorrow.
Morning, Carly. Yup, it really is tomorrow. Ain't it crazy how quickly it came round? By the way, Carly, I'm sorry to keep asking you this, but are you sure you're really okay with our wedding being so small?
Are you really bringing this up again? I'm not in contact with any of my relatives, and I haven't been back to my hometown in over 10 years, so there aren't many people I can invite. Why do you keep raising this issue when I've already told you this? I don't see the point in having a huge, extravagant ceremony where most of the seats are empty.
I see. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for bringing it up again. I'm a one-time divorcee with a kid, but this is your first marriage. I hear all the time about how much women love having huge weddings, and I guess it just played on my mind. I don't want you to be disappointed, that's all.
It's fine, really. Sure, there are girls like that out there, but I'm not one of them. For me, a small ceremony with just me, you, and your friends and family is enough. I promise you I won't complain, Tony. I wouldn't like having lots of people fussing over me anyway. I've always been the shy type, you know?
Got it. I really am sorry I keep bringing it up. I won't mention it again.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I know you only do it because you care. That reminds me, will you be bringing Beth with you tomorrow?
No, I decided against it in the end. She'd probably be grouchy if I woke her up that early. I think aligning her with my schedule would be too stressful. I dropped her off at my folks' place in the next town last night, and they'll be bringing her with them in their car tomorrow. Besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about getting a little girl dressed up for a wedding. I feel much more at ease knowing my mom will be dealing with all that. Can you imagine me trying to do her makeup?
Now that you mention it, I think it's for the best. I guess your folks having her works out for everyone, what with me and you being so busy. All right, see you tomorrow.
Yep. Remember, we're all meeting up at 8 a.m. outside the venue.
Tony, is now a good time?
Oh, hey, Mom. Sure, I'm not too busy right now. Is Beth behaving herself?
Oh, Beth's being just delightful as always.
I guess I didn't really need to ask. I feel blessed to have such a well-behaved daughter.
Anyway, Tony, Beth just told me something a little worrying, so I decided to message you.
Worrying? What's wrong?
She's here with me now. She's going to tell me what she wants you to know, and I'm going to write it all down here word for word. Do you have time? I'll put everything she says in brackets.
Wow, is everything okay? This sounds serious. Sure, I have time. Go ahead.
Dad, you can't go outside tomorrow.
Why not, Beth? You do know your daddy's getting married tomorrow, right?
A girl was looking at your girlfriend with a sad face.
A girl was looking at my girlfriend with a sad face? What's that supposed to mean?
You can't get married tomorrow. Carly's a liar.
Beth! What are you talking about, honey?
Tony?
Mom, is that you?
Yes.
What the hell is Beth talking about? I don't understand any of this at all. I know she's never been Carly's biggest fan, but isn't this all a little nuts on the day before our wedding? What's gotten into her?
Listen to me, Tony. Did you make sure to find out about how Beth felt about you and Carly getting married?
Huh? Well, sure, of course I did. She's my daughter, and proposing to Carly wasn't a decision I made on my own. I made sure to consult with her first and make sure she was comfortable with everything before going ahead with it. When Beth gave us her blessing, I proposed and started making the preparations for the wedding. But I would never have done any of it if I wasn't sure Beth was happy. My daughter always comes first, Mom.
I see. Listen, Tony, the thing is, this is just my subjective feeling, so I wasn't even sure whether I should tell you in the first place, but to be totally honest with you, I feel compelled to.
What is it?
I know Beth can be a little sensitive at times, but I've gotten the impression she's been afraid of Carly for some time now.
What? Afraid? But why? Even though she gave us the go-ahead for the wedding?
I think there's a pretty good chance she was hiding her true feelings because she didn't want you to be upset with her. She might have been worried about how you'd react and didn't want to cause any tension or drama between the two of you.
Hiding her true feelings?
Do you think maybe she picked up on something important just before the wedding? And this is why she's saying all this now?
Like what exactly?
Well, wouldn't it have something to do with what she just said to you now? It seemed awfully like she was hinting at something.
I guess it did.
Are you free? Do you think you could come over for a little while to talk this through with her? I think there are some things that are best discussed in person, Tony. Besides, she's only 6 years old. I don't think she has the vocabulary to express what she really means over messages.
Yeah, you're right. I'll be over in a jiffy.
Tony, I was confused when you showed up at my house out of the blue, but I never expected you to call off the engagement. What the hell's gotten into you? We're supposed to be getting married tomorrow.
I'll be calling the venue first thing tomorrow morning to let them know the wedding's off.
No, wait, you can't do this to me. Why? I don't understand.
You mean you can't think of any reason whatsoever why I'd want to break things off with you?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Did you really think I wouldn't find out?
What are you talking about? I swear I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
When I stopped by at your house earlier, did you think it was the first time I came over today?
Huh?
I needed to confirm something, so I stopped by at your folks' place this afternoon.
Wait, what? Since when do you know where my mom and dad live?
I was blessed with a miraculous opportunity to find out. I intentionally went without announcing my arrival beforehand, and when I got there, I knew I made the right decision. Because when I did, I met a woman claiming to be your mom who you told me was dead, and a little girl who referred to you as Mom. Who exactly is that little girl to you, Carly?
She's one of my relatives' daughters. You see, she has this dumb habit of calling all of the grown-up women in our family Mom. We've been trying to get her to stop, but she won't listen.
Your relatives? Your family? Hang on a second, Carly. Didn't you tell me you have no family?
Oh, that? Well,
So there are other members of your family who are alive and kicking?
No, she's, my friend's daughter.
Drop the act, Carly. I'm done with your crap already. I know everything, so there's no point in trying to hide it. How about you just be honest and make this a lot easier for us both?
What do you mean?
I decided to do a little digging after meeting your dead mom and the girl who called you Mommy.
Digging?
Nothing too crazy. I just went around knocking on a few of the neighbors' doors to see if they could tell me anything that might help make sense of all this. After you went back to your apartment where you live on your own, I found out that she is in fact your mother and the girl is your 4-year-old daughter.
Wait a sec. No way. Did my mom tell you that?
Your mom came clean because she felt bad for me about all the lies you'd subjected me to. Don't be mad with her. You made me believe this was your first marriage all along, didn't you? You lied about being childless, too. It turns out you were a one-time divorcee with a little girl just like me all along. Well, not exactly like me. I divorced my wife because I found out she was cheating on me. But in your case, you betrayed your husband by cheating on him with the gardener and tricked him into believing you were pregnant with his kid when it was in fact your lover's. That was the little girl I found out lives with your mom earlier today. I can't believe you'd try to hide something so important from me. We were supposed to be getting married tomorrow, Carly. I feel like you've plunged a dagger straight through my heart with your lies.
Please, Tony.
Is it true that the only reason you ever wanted to marry me was because you knew my family comes from a long line of rich banking magnates, and I'm set to inherit their massive fortune when my dad dies?
Oh my god, she told you that too?
Holy crap, can you believe I was gonna marry you tomorrow? I would have actually gone through with it if no one had told me about your suspicious behavior. Talk about dodging a bullet.
My suspicious behavior? Wait, did someone tell you about me?
You were witnessed with your daughter by a certain individual I happen to be very close to. That person saw your daughter calling out to you over and over again, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy." Then she saw you flat out ignore her while she desperately continued trying to get your attention with the most dejected, heartbroken look on her face.
What? Someone saw that?
Yes, and you should know we're not just talking about once or twice here. This is just a guess. But do you think maybe your daughter felt like you were abandoning her so you could marry me? In her eyes, I'm sure I was just some strange old man. Anyway, that was my hunch, and I trusted it. So I decided to go ahead and get the evidence I needed to prove it. After finding out about all this crap, there was no way I was ever gonna go through with the wedding, so I naturally broke off the engagement.
Who saw us? Who told you all this?
That's gonna have to be a no comment.
What? But why? Why do all my secrets have to be exposed? Why won't you tell me yours? This isn't fair.
This isn't a game, Carly. I have no obligation to tell you where I heard any of this. But you did have an obligation to tell me about your past, given the fact tomorrow was supposed to be our frickin' wedding day. Besides, I can't risk telling you who spilled the beans to me because I know you might try to get revenge. I'm keeping my mouth shut for their safety, and it's really important to me to protect them from any potential backlash. If you knew who it was, things could get messy, and I don't want to put them in a tough spot. You hid things from me that you had no right to hide. Marriage is about openness and honesty, and I can't spend the rest of my life with someone who can't even do the basic decency of telling me they have a daughter. If you're still confused, I suggest you have a long, hard think about what you've done. Who knows? Maybe you can use this as an opportunity to become a better person and avoid screwing up so badly with whoever comes next.
I can't believe this. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? Sure, maybe I wasn't totally honest about everything, but we're supposed to be getting married tomorrow. Can't we just let bygones be bygones and focus on the future, on the rest of our lives together?
What are you talking about? Are you insane? The fact that you think lying to me like this isn't a big deal is almost more worrying than the fact you did it in the first place.
But
I don't want to hear your buts. I need to deal with the more pressing matter of telling all of the guests tomorrow's wedding is off. I already told your mom about it.
no, wait, just wait.
Sure, I'll wait. Until you find a lawyer. I'm done speaking to you, so all further communications will go through the official channels.
No, please, don't do this. I'm begging you, baby. Can't we just talk this through like mature, responsible adults before making hasty decisions in the heat of the moment? Don't throw away what we have.
Goodbye.
Tony, please don't do this. I'll do anything. Just give me another chance.
Hey, Mom. Thanks for introducing me to your lawyer friend. He's really good. And I feel a whole lot more relaxed about this whole thing for having him around.
Will you be able to break off the engagement without issue then?
Yeah, it's actually way simpler than I expected it to be. I can't understate how helpful Carly's mom agreeing to cooperate with me has been. I really owe her one. If the lawyer manages to get the compensation documents sent off today, I should get all of the money I asked for within a few days in one lump sum. Oh, and I'll also be charging her for the wedding cancellation fee. It's not as much as I thought it would be, but it's still only right that she covers it.
I'm pleased to hear things are going well, son. I was worried things might get dragged out.
But still, I can't believe it. Carly's mom's been living on the same road Beth goes to school on all this time.
Right. We never really go that way unless we're taking her to school, right?
Exactly. If not for the changes they made to the school districts this year, we'd literally never go to that part of town. I feel awful about having put Beth through all this, but I'm super grateful she helped open my eyes to who the person I was about to marry actually was. I owe her a lot, and I fully intend to let her know what a special little girl she is.
Right, she's been very brave. How about you take her to Disney World as a little reward? I'm sure she'll forget the whole thing in a heartbeat as soon as her favorite theme park is mentioned. Didn't they just open a bunch of new rides based on their mascot, a Flicky Mouse? He's Beth's favorite, right? She has so many posters up in her room, I'm sure she'll jump at the opportunity for a day out there with her dad.
I like the way you think, Mom. Let's do it! You want to come with?
Are you sure you don't mind?
You're the one who told me what Beth had to say when I was in the process of plunging headfirst into one of the worst decisions of my life, Mom. The least I can do is treat you to a day out at the theme park. You have no idea how grateful I am. Seriously, thank you.
Oh, it's nothing, really. But still, you're right. It's time you reevaluated your choices in women, son. I don't like to get involved in these things, but I can't help but notice a pattern. This is the third woman who's turned out to be no good, isn't it?
Ah, you're right, when you put it like that.
I know you'll probably be focusing on looking after Beth for the time being, but mark my words, son, if and when you do find another girlfriend, I'll be hiring a private investigator.
I'll bear that in mind.
Tony, I have some super good news for you. It turns out we can get married now. I put my daughter up for adoption. There's nothing standing in the way of our love now, so what do you say? Let's get married. Oh, by the way, where are you living these days? I stopped by your apartment, but it was totally empty and had a for rent sign outside. I spoke to one of the neighbors and they told me you moved a little while back. Hello? Are you there? Go on, tell me your new address. Tony! Hurry up and tell me your new address so we can be together, baby!
It's been a few months since the divorce now. As you saw, apparently Carly put her daughter up for adoption. My jaw almost hit the floor in stupefaction when I read the messages, so I decided to have the lawyer I used at the time of the divorce get confirmation from Carly's mom, just in case. We found out that it was, in fact, Carly's estranged mom and dad who encouraged her to put her daughter up for adoption, because they knew better than anyone how unfit she was to be a mom. It seems like Carly was happy to get rid of her daughter, because she thought it'd mean me and her could get back together and we could finally get married. But by then, I'd moved back in with my mom in our hometown to focus on looking after Beth. I got a new job working from home from my laptop, and the three of us are having a great time together. Even in spite of me making it abundantly clear I never wanted to see my ex-fiancé again, she insisted on bombarding my phone number, email, and my mom's mailbox with letters begging for my forgiveness. With that, I told my lawyer to tell her in no uncertain terms that if she carried on harassing me, I'd be forced to take legal action. That same day, Carly was being broadcast on local news, smashing up my lawyer's office with a sledgehammer before being tased by police and taken away in handcuffs. Something tells me her future ain't gonna be so bright. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. Did Carly get what she deserved in the end? Let us know in the comments. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Oh, hey there. Good morning, Monica. Are you going to work in those worn-out old rags that look like a 20-year-old present from your grandma again today, you broke loser? Hey, Roxanne. I'm pretty sure my clothes fall under office casual, and they're definitely not worn out. Anyway, what do the clothes I choose to wear to work have to do with you? It's not like I'm causing you any problems. Oh dear, what a shame. I see you still have precisely zero self-awareness. Your very existence is a problem when you go to work looking homeless every day, dear. How am I a problem? You walk around the neighborhood dressed like a broke loser, radiating the intolerable stench of poverty. Every time I walk past you, I have to pinch my nose. If I'm not careful, I could become poor like you just by being in your vicinity. It really is time you learn to have a little self-awareness, dear. If you don't get on top of your stench soon, the entire neighborhood will be wearing nose plugs. I have no idea what makes you think I'm a broke loser who radiates the smell of poverty, but me and my family really don't struggle with money as much as you seem to think we do. Are you joking? I've seen your house, dear. You're nothing but a broke part-time housewife who lives in a shabby, run-down ground floor apartment in the rough part of town. Excuse me? You obviously had no choice but to live there because the rent is dirt cheap and you couldn't afford anywhere more respectable. The place is so beat up, I wouldn't be surprised if the roof leaked every time it rained. You must have to walk around on your tiptoes to avoid the 200-year-old floor creaking. You seem to be making a bunch of huge misunderstandings here, Roxanne. I don't know why you think I work part-time, but I don't. As for the apartment, it was fully renovated 5 years ago. Nothing in there is 200 years old. Huh? It originally belonged to my husband's parents. He inherited it when his dad passed away 5 years back. His mom, who still lives with us now, suffered a fall and hurt her leg not too long afterwards, which ended up with her having to live in a wheelchair. So we had it reformed into a barrier-free, one-story bungalow to make her life there as easy and stress-free as possible. Around the same time, my husband also bought the house next door, which had been vacant for years, then had the connecting wall demolished to almost double the floor space. Even despite all that, buying the house, hiring the builders, paying for the materials, insuring the place, having wheelchair access facilities fitted, we still never struggled for cash. Wow. Basically, because you went on a foolishly irresponsible spending spree that was well beyond what you could afford, you're now a broke loser groveling around in the depths of soul-crushing poverty and despair. I guess everyone's definitions for poverty are probably different, but at least from where I'm standing, I don't feel like we're poor. That's only because you're too poor to have ever known what it's like to possess large amounts of money, my dear. I knew it. Without the sagely advice of someone highly respected, loved, and accomplished like myself, the wife of a CEO, you're not even capable of making even the bare minimum of decisions required to get by in life. You really are the most tragic human being I've ever met. You'll have to excuse me, but I have work soon, so I'm gonna have to head off. It's okay, dear, I understand. You'll get fired if you don't do as your boss tells you. I get it. It must really suck to be poor. But, Monica, really, I do at least think you should make the effort not to let your poor coworkers catch wind of the foul stench of your poverty. Everyone will be too grossed out to work and productivity will be down across the board. Oh, that reminds me. Me and the other moms from kindergarten are throwing a New Year's party this Saturday. It'll be held at my apartment. You know, the top floor apartment of the luxury apartment building overlooking the river on 5th Street. But of course, no broke losers will be invited. I can't wait to look down on your pathetic papier-mâché cockroach den from the balcony of my luxury apartment while we sip our $10,000 champagne. We'll be so high up above you, your pitiful excuse of an apartment will look like nothing more than a piece of garbage. Oh, did I tell you our $10,000 champagne will contain specks of gold dust? I know you couldn't possibly imagine what it's like to indulge in such sophisticated extravagance, but hopefully these messages aren't making you too jealous. Oh, of course, if you're absolutely desperate to come to my New Year's party and find out how the chosen few live, you need to get rid of that stench of poverty you radiate by moving up in the world until you make at least $100K a year. Only then will I consider sending you an invite. What on earth do you think you're playing at, Monica? Why would you come to my New Year's party? I made it very clear you weren't welcome. Why would you go out of the way to bug me over messages when we're at the same party? If you have a problem with me, come and say it to my face, Roxanne. That doesn't answer my question. What does a poverty-stricken loser like you think she's doing at a party of a CEO's wife? Anyway, what gives you the right to let yourself into my apartment like this? The roof of this building is a sacred place for the upper crust of society, life's winners like me. Poor people don't belong here, and you're not welcome. Think you had the nerve to bring your husband with you, too. I have no idea how you managed to get past security. But I'd rather you didn't stink out my luxury apartment with the rotten stench of your poverty. I'm going to have to spray some air freshener because of you. What a surprise that was! I genuinely have no idea how a broke loser like you ended up getting into my invite-only party, or what made you think you had the right to come in the first place, for that matter. I made it very clear you were only to come if you made more than $100K a year. That didn't give you any right to pour a bottle of champagne over my head. You unlawfully entered my apartment and you paid the price. I didn't do anything wrong. I was merely defending my property. Besides, I poured that bottle of champagne over your head out of kindness. Kindness? I figured if I could drench you in champagne, it might help get rid of the stench of poverty that follows you around wherever you go. But thanks to your illegal entry into my apartment, my luxury top-of-the-range Persian rug is covered in champagne now. I'll have you know that rug cost $7,000. If you don't compensate me for the damage you've done, I'll be forced to take extreme measures. Obviously, this should go without saying, but a cleaning won't do it. You've ruined the fabric forever, so you need to buy me a brand new rug. I know $7,000 probably amounts to a year's wages for the likes of a broke depth groveler like yourself. And I wouldn't be surprised if you even had to move out of your cockroach-infested apartment and live on the streets to come up with the money, but you should have thought about that before you spoiled my rug. Listen to me, Roxanne. You don't seem to be aware of this, but it was your husband who invited me and my husband. Huh? Initially, we were only supposed to be paying him a visit in his office on the second floor to make a few inquiries. But when we arrived, he told us he had some urgent business to attend to and apologetically invited us to wait for an hour upstairs in your apartment. He appeared to know that me and you are kindergarten acquaintances, so I guess he figured it'd make sense to invite me to your New Year's party to kill some time while he dealt with whatever stuff he had going on. He came up with us in the elevator, let us in, and showed us to the living room before disappearing off somewhere in a hurry. Huh? But what reason could you and your husband possibly have for visiting my husband's company? Your husband said he'd be messaging you about that. Huh? Haven't you heard anything from him? I don't know, maybe in a message or an email? Well, hold on, let me check. Oh my God, what in the Lord's name is happening? Monica, you're the president of my husband's company's biggest client company? What in the hell? How haven't I heard about this before? That's not all. What the hell are you doing living in a tiny ground floor apartment with a job like that? I thought you were broke. Excuse me? Let me get this straight. You thought I was poor because I live in a ground floor apartment? Who lives in ground floor apartments apart from broke losers? Everyone knows celebrities and successful people live on the top floor so they can look down on the peasants. Ah, I see. So that's why you went out of your way to get an apartment on the top floor, huh? Because in your mind, being that high up is the ultimate form of status symbol? What, are you saying it's not a status symbol? Of course, everyone's free to have their own ideas about the world. But I personally don't see any link between the altitude of someone's house and their value as a human being. And if I'm honest, I think that's a very shallow and superficial way of looking at the world. What the heck are you talking about? I did tell you this before, but my mother-in-law lives with me and my husband. She lives in a wheelchair, so it was a must that our place not have any stairs. That's why we bought the vacant house next door, had the second floors of both houses demolished, and had it converted into a big, spacious, barrier-free bungalow. Anyway, haven't you heard? Bungalows are in fashion these days. All the celebs and successful people are buying them. Oh my God, are they really? Hey, what's this crap I'm hearing about you terminating your contract with my husband's company? I take it your husband explained the situation to you then? My contract with your husband's company is terminated with immediate effect. Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this just because I poured a bottle of champagne over your head as a joke. You have no right to drag my husband into this. This crosses the line. No way. Do you think that's the only reason I'm doing this? Huh? But my husband just called. He was furious. He said this was all happening because of my rude attitude at the New Year's party and that I had to apologize to you immediately. Listen, Roxanne, I'm not going to pretend you pouring a bottle of champagne over my head in front of everyone at your New Year's party has nothing to do with the contract termination. You mean there's another reason? I don't know how your husband explained it to you, but the reason me and my husband visited your husband's office on the second floor was to notify him we were terminating the contract. It was already decided at that point. What? I don't know how much of this I should tell you, since as far as I'm aware, you don't have anything to do with the management of your husband's company. But to summarize, I got sick of his failure to meet deadlines, the constant issues with quality when shipments did arrive, and not to mention the horrendous attitude his employees gave me when I tried raising the issues with them. He and his company have been impossible to work with these last 6 months, and it reached the point where I simply couldn't overlook it anymore because it was interfering with our ability to provide quality to our customers. If I'd let it continue, I am almost certain it would have had knock-on effects for our reputation and revenues. After lengthy discussions with my husband, who's responsible for client meetings, and other executives within our company, I decided we had no choice but to terminate the contract. To be honest, I had already made up my mind, but there was a small chance I'd have been willing to negotiate with your husband if he showed sincerity in wanting to improve. Until you poured champagne over my head, that is. With that, I resolved to wash my hands of the both of you for good. Oh my God! Wait, hang on a second. No way! Oh, surely all this stuff with my husband is just business. Why throw away our friendship too? Now I know you're rich and successful and that me and you are on the same level, we can grow closer than ever before. The same level as you? I get that you might be upset with my husband's company, but why throw away a friendship in the process? It seems like such a waste. Won't you rethink this, please, Monica? I can't say I was ever the type to link people's value as human beings to how much money they have, but I know that you take great pleasure in it. Which is why you should know that once your husband loses this contract, which accounts for over 80% of his sales, the future of his company probably isn't gonna look so bright. What? I advise you to consider the implications of that before talking to him. Monica! Could you please lend me some money? Say what now? I'm sure you've already heard, but my husband's company went bankrupt. Yeah, I may have heard a thing or two about that. Well, this means we're not going to be able to carry on living in this luxury high-rise apartment. You mean you're not going to be able to keep up with the rent? Yes. My husband's unemployed after his company went bankrupt, so he has to start from scratch and find a new job. Which is why I'd really appreciate if you could lend me just enough to cover the rent on this apartment. How about you just move somewhere more appropriate for your level of income instead of begging for money? Your husband's parents are looking after your son right now, right? So you either need to ask really nicely and hope one of your parents will let you move in with them until you get back on your feet, or if that doesn't work out, find a new job with a company that provides employee accommodation. No, I can't do that. Me? Work a job? Oh my God. It's not right that a woman of my status should have to associate with the peasants and work a normal person job. My status demands that I live on the top floor. Sure, I might have lost my title as CEO's wife, but that's just all the more reason I can't afford to lose this high-rise apartment. Listen, Roxanne, the thing is, you're going to lend me some money? Have you taken a shower lately? Huh? Do you wash your clothes? What the hell kind of questions are these? A close friend of mine lives in the same apartment block as you, but she told me that every time she walks past the housewife from the top floor, she has to hold her nose because she smells so bad. She said she gets the impression you're trying to cover up the smell by drenching your entire body in perfume. She says the smell resembles something like a mixture of your natural body odor and something that can only be described as not belonging to this world. Oh my God, do I smell that bad? Yes, you really smell that bad. Apparently the smell is so awful that the company managing the apartments are currently in the process of writing up their claim against you because of the distress your stench is causing the rest of the residents. No, it's not me. They're mistaking me for someone else. That's funny because when I asked her for your room number, she gave me yours. No, there has to be some kind of mistake. I really think you should do something about this, Roxanne, and sooner rather than later. No, I do not smell! I did wonder for a second whether the culprit behind the rotten stench might be Roxanne's husband, but it turned out that by that point, he'd already moved back in with his parents who lived 10 minutes away, which meant that the only one left behind in that foul-smelling room was Roxanne, all alone and with nothing left but her wounded pride. As for why the place smelled so bad, I found out later that the utilities got cut as a result of their failure to pay the rent, which in the middle of the summer in a place this hot is never going to end well. Even in spite of that, Roxanne, whose sense of self-esteem seemed entirely dependent on her living on the top floor of a luxury apartment block, defiantly stayed behind for a short while despite receiving several eviction notices. Eventually, though, she lost her nerve and moved out. I don't know whether it was because of the constant complaints from the neighbors, but they must have been elated when they found out she was gone. With that, she moved in with her husband and his parents. In desperate need of cash, she was forced to get a part-time job at a nearby supermarket, which is where she now spends her days doing the bare minimum of work to get by while riddled with chronic self-esteem issues due to her intolerably putrescent body odor. Thanks for watching, folks! We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ellen, have you finished packing up your things yet? I don't want to rush you, but time is of the essence. It doesn't seem like you've been making any progress at all. I'm getting worried you won't be finished in time. Huh? Packing up my things? What are you talking about? Are we going on vacation or something? I don't remember talking about that. Oh, you can't be serious. May's moving back in so I can help take care of her after the baby is born. So obviously you're going to have to move out. I thought we were on the same page. Wait, what? May's moving back in? This is the first I've ever heard of this. You never said anything to me. Oh, come now, dear. There's no way you weren't aware. I told my son to tell you about it myself, so I don't want to hear any of your excuses. Unless, are you telling me that Nate didn't talk to you? No, Mom. He hasn't said a single thing to me. I told you, this is the first I'm hearing of this. So please tell me what's going on. I did hear that May was pregnant. I knew that much. But now you're telling me she's moving in? I don't believe it. You mean you really didn't know? Oh, Nate told me that he talked to you about it, and you were fine with it. He told me he would handle everything, so I thought everything was in order. How could I possibly be fine with something I knew nothing about? How long has this been in the works? When did this conversation happen? Well, let me think. The first time May mentioned she wanted to move back in was, I believe, around a month ago or so. She said the doctor told her she was at a heightened risk for premature labor. So she wanted to move in here so that I could help her relax up until the birth. Her husband is always quite busy with work, and his parents live quite a ways away. So when I talked to Nate about it, he said he would talk to you. And it wasn't but a few hours after that he told me you two had a conversation and that you said you were fine with it. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I had no idea you weren't aware. I feel terrible now. She gave you 1 month's notice for wanting to move in with us? Jeez. This is not the kind of thing you can just drop on somebody with only a month's notice. Isn't there anywhere else she could go but here? I understand that she tried, but there was nowhere else that she could stay. Believe me, this is all very sudden for me as well. Well, yeah, I suppose it's going to be quite an imposition on you, too. But wait, you're telling me that we're the ones who need to be packing up our things? Do you mean she's going to be staying on our side of the duplex? Why wouldn't she be staying in yours? There would be more empty space over there. Well, no, she'll be spending most of the time over here with me. But she says that she wants you and Nate to move out of your unit while she's here. What? Oh, just until the baby's born and she recovers from the birth. She said it would be for the best if you two could rent an apartment or a condo somewhere for a while. Not forever, again, just until things settle down. Are you being serious right now? What in the world? She really said that? Why on earth would we have to move out of our own house? I'd say May would feel bad about imposing on you if you were around the house. She wouldn't want you to feel like you had to wait on her. And having an energetic 2-year-old around a new mother could be, well, somewhat stressful. Stress isn't good for a pregnant woman, you know. It's hard on the baby as well. That's her reason? That's why she wants us to move out of our own house? What, does she think it'll be easy on us to have to make a sudden move like this with a 2-year-old? That's insane. And what does she mean, until things settle down? That's an incredibly vague period of time. Are we talking a few months, a year, or even more? Who's going to take care of the house in that time? Who's going to pay for utilities, the mortgage? Not to mention she's kicking us out of our own home, so who's going to pay for our moving expenses? Well, as for the housework, I talked to Nate about that. He said you would be able to stop by a few times a week and take care of everything. He also told me that you would be willing to drive May to the hospital and back for her pre- and postnatal checkups. Are you kidding me? And for financial matters, he said it would be a sort of early baby shower gift for her. He said that the two of you would cover all the expenses, both for yourselves and May. I'm sorry, dear, but Nate told me that you had discussed all of this and that you were just as enthusiastic about it as he was. I'm going to have a little talk with him later on, but for the time being, let me just tell you this much. May is not going to be able to move into our house. We have a 2-year-old child. We can't just move on a whim like this. And I can't be taking care of the housework for 2 households. It's simply delusional to think a scheme like that would ever work out in reality. Not to mention, I have a job to do myself. I'm sorry, but this just isn't going to work. You'll have to tell May that she needs to find another arrangement. What? I can't tell her no, not at this point in time. She's going to move in this weekend. This weekend? That's only 5 days from now. Well, yes, I know. That's why I asked you if you had made the necessary preparations for the move a little bit ago. Helen, I'm sure you can find some way to make this work, can't you? After all, we've already told May that she can come. She's made her own preparations too. We can't just make her up and change plans at this point. I'm sure it'll be difficult for her, but I'm just looking at reality here. This is just not going to work. It can't happen. Anyway, like I said, I was not in the loop for any of this information. I'm going to have a talk with Nate now. He has a lot of explaining to do. Nate, we need to have a talk now. I just heard from your mom that May is going to be moving into our house this weekend. Would you mind telling me more? And by more, I mean anything? Seeing as how you never told me about this in the first place.
Oops. Sorry, babe. I guess I forgot to run that by her.
You forgot. You forgot? You forgot that she's moving into our house in just 5 days? You forgot about this little minor detail for an entire month? You forgot that we have to find a new place to live for the entire time she's living here? You forgot that you promised my services as a housekeeper and chauffeur to her for that entire time? You forgot to tell me all about that?
Look, I said I was sorry, but I've been meaning to talk to you about it, I really have. But I just felt like if I asked you about it, that you'd say no for sure.
Of course I would say no to that nonsense. What was your plan here? What were you going to do if your mom just didn't drop that bomb on me a little while ago? Were you just going to have May show up at the door and be like, "Oh, by the way..."
Come on, don't treat me like I'm a total idiot. I obviously made preparations for us to leave the house. I was going to talk to you within the next few days, maybe even today or tomorrow. I just forgot, that's all. What, have you never forgotten anything?
Don't pretend like being ready or not is the issue. The issue is that you went and made all of these insane promises behind my back. Why? Does May have no other choice than to move into our house to take care of the baby? Why can't she go anywhere else? This is our house. She has her own house.
Well, that's because Mum's going to be helping her out while she recovers from the birth. Since Mum lives in the other part of our duplex, that means May has to come here, obviously. Mum sold her old house when she moved in with us, so she can't go there.
I am aware of the fact that your mom sold her old house and moved in with us when your dad died. I get it. She's getting up there in years and she's insecure living completely on her own. I get that. She's not in bad enough health to require round-the-clock care like in a nursing home, so it makes sense for her to live close to us like this. I understand that and agreed to it when we moved into this duplex. But once again, Nate, that's not the issue here. The issue is May moving in here. Please, for the love of God, will you explain to me why she has to move in here?
What do you want, Helen? Do you want May to have to deal with giving birth and taking care of her baby all by herself? Oh, don't forget you stayed with your parents when you gave birth. You think you deserve that, but May doesn't? You think you're special or something? Try putting yourself in her shoes.
First of all, you are comparing apples to oranges. The circumstances are completely different. But let's just say for a moment that I was in the same position May is in now. If my parents had sold their house and moved in with my brother and his wife, then unless there was some sort of insanely unlikely extenuating circumstance, I would simply take care of myself and have my husband do whatever I needed in order to make things work. But apparently May hasn't even thought about that possibility. And then her reasoning, are you kidding me? She thinks having other people in the house would be stressful for her? Why do we have to allow ourselves to get kicked out of our own house? Why do I have to give up my lifestyle to cater to May's selfish whims? Don't even get me started on having to do the housework and take her to her checkups. Doesn't all of that seem just a little bit, I don't know, ridiculous to you, Nate?
Hey, don't talk about May like she's some kind of squatter swooping in and stealing our house. She has a lot on her mind right now. The doctor even told her she's at risk of going into labour prematurely. All she wants is to be close to Mum, so Mum can take care of her. You're a mother yourself, Helen. You understand exactly how hard on a woman's body childbirth is. So come on, you can help her out with the housework, can't you? That won't be too much of a burden. And hey, you can think of this as a good chance for you and May to finally develop a positive relationship. What do you say, Helen? Think you can make a teensy little sacrifice for me?
A chance to become besties with May? A teensy little sacrifice?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've never even spoken to each other. After that big blow-up you two had all the way back when, right? That puts me in a really difficult position, Helen. I'm torn between my sister and my wife. Maybe the two of you can bond over mummy stuff. You know, like changing nappies and other mummy stuff.
What is the matter with you? I cannot believe what I'm reading right now. You call what happened a blow-up? Do you remember what that woman did to me? You introduced me to your family for the first time, and she immediately started insulting me in every possible way she could think of. She threw hot coffee on me, kicked me under the table, and pushed me out the door when I left. And then, after we sent out the wedding invites, you remember that, right? She started calling all the invitees and lied to them that the date had been changed. Then she came to the wedding plastered drunk and tried to throw a bottle of wine at me. After we got married, she used the key we left with your parents to break into our house and steal our stuff. Don't tell me you forgot the time she almost got away with selling my mother's heirloom diamond necklace to a pawn shop. If your dad hadn't driven by just in time to put a stop to the deal, I would have lost it forever. Oh, and then there's the time she tried to dump me in the middle of nowhere while I was pregnant with our son. Wasn't that an adorable little prank? She told me that your mom had been in an accident and we needed to rush to the scene and help her, then tried to kick me out of the car on the side of the highway. If that cop hadn't seen the scene and asked what was going on, we might have lost our son, Nate. But it didn't stop there. Remember when she came to the hospital after the birth? Remember the things she said to our son? "Wow, you look just like your mother. Ugly as hell, you poor thing." Those were her words, right? After that, I'd had enough of her. I told her exactly how I felt and that I didn't want to see her ever again. And you call that a blow-up? It was a long, continuous stream of unilateral verbal and physical abuse. I seem to remember you being pretty angry back then. Did you forget about that too?
No, I definitely remember that. No, I told her that she's been totally out of line, because she was being out of line. She She was going through a really difficult time back then, though. I mean, you're a woman too. You know, women have their phases, right? Look at her now. She's married and she's having a baby. She's a totally different person. She's really turned her life around. I bet she feels really bad for everything she did back then.
If she really felt bad, I think a better way to show it would be to come and tell me that she was sorry to my face. Rather than, kicking me out of my own house and demanding I be her maid. So no, Nate, I don't think she's changed at all. Not in the slightest.
Oh, come on, Helen. She's my sister.
Sister or not, I'm putting my foot down. She is not moving in here. I never want to see her again for as long as I live. Call her up right now and tell her the plan has changed and she's not moving in.
Helen, you know I can't do that. Not this late in the game. She's been operating under the assumption that you'd be taking care of her for a month now. I can't cancel on her at the last minute.
Nate, this is all your fault. Take responsibility. You volunteered my services without even asking me. That's the worst part of this, for me. I don't care how hard it might be to cancel on her. Do it. Do it right now.
Helen, please, don't be so cold to my sister. She's family, and family has to take care of each other. May's already gotten everything ready to move here this weekend. I already signed a lease for a nice little apartment that's not too far away from here.
Oh my God, you did?
Of course I did. Need to move in 5 days. It's only going to be a year and some change. How bad could it be? If you want, I'll make May apologise to you for all that stuff she did. Okay, we're going to be together for a while, so let's try to get along. I'll give you the address for our apartment in a bit. Can you arrange for our stuff to be delivered there? There's not much time left, so do it right away. Okay? Gotta get back to work. Talk to you later. Thanks, Helen.
Hey there, ugly bitch. Long time no see. My stuff's gonna get there today, so make sure you get it all organized. Oh, and make sure the house is clean. Like, super clean. You're a sloppy homemaker, and I don't want to get any weird infection from you. So, disinfect everything in the house. Got it? Hello there, May. I see you haven't changed one bit over the last few years. Nate's the one who'll be cleaning your room, not me. So if you have any special requests, tell him. What? Oh my God, I feel so sorry for my brother. He's stuck with a lazy loser like you for a wife. Why didn't he divorce you? Like, seriously. I mean, here I am, your husband's own sister, coming over to your house, and this is the way you're gonna talk to me? Forget divorce. If I were Nate, I'd hire a hitman. Yep, you haven't changed a bit. Ugh, that sour attitude of yours is exactly why I didn't want that little brat around me. Any kid raised by you is 100% gonna be a total monster. Just the sight of you would raise my stress levels higher than I could stand. Make sure there aren't any family pictures up or anything. Oh, and I told Mom and Nate to make this clear to you, but just in case, you need to wear a mask when you come here to clean. I don't care about the flu or anything, I just don't want to see your face. Get in, get the chores done, and get the hell out. Oh, and that rule also applies for when you're taking me to the doctor. I don't want anyone to know I'm associating with someone as ugly as you. As you wish. I'm leaving just like you wanted. My sons and my things have already been taken out of the house. You can make yourself at home. That's a good obedient girl. Looks like you finally understand where you rank around here. God, how pathetic can you get? No matter what I do or say to you, Mom and Nate may put up a facade of outrage. But in the end, they're both on my side. I win, you lose. I get everything, you get nothing. I get this sweet house, you get some cramped apartment. Oh, and I bet Mom and Nate told you it was gonna just be for a year or so, right? Yeah, about that. I think I might stick around a little longer. Like, I don't know, forever. After all, it's my mom's house, and that means it's my house. Anyway, enjoy life in your crappy little apartment. I can't wait to stretch out my legs and relax on that big sofa you bought. This is what you get for not divorcing my brother when you had the chance, you dumb bitch. Oh yeah, you got me. You got me real good. Is that all you wanted to say to me? I'm actually pretty busy with moving over here, so if you're done, I'll be getting back to work now. Bye, May. Aw, look at you, trying to put on a brave face and pretend like I haven't completely destroyed you. You're not fooling anyone.
Helen, where are you? Answer your phone already. What are you doing right now? You need to call me as soon as you see this.
What do you want? I don't want to hear your voice right now. If you need something, just text me.
Helen, why are you talking to me like that? But more importantly, where are you? The door's locked and my key doesn't work. You need to get over here fast.
Sorry, no can do. I'm at my parents' house with our son. I'm going to be staying over here for the foreseeable future. Probably at least a year or so.
What? Wait, what?
My dad hurt his back the other day, you see. He's going to need help around the house and also with getting to and from the hospital for his checkups. He's too heavy for my mom to pick him up by herself, so she needs me here to look after him with her. So I'll just keep going to work like normal while staying here overnight.
What's wrong with you, Helen? How can you do that without saying anything to me first?
You know, Nate, I meant to tell you. Really, I did. But I forgot. I mean, I just knew that if I asked you about it, you'd say no, so I never got around to it. Oops.
What? Are you mocking me? Oh, that's beside the point right now. Why isn't my key working?
What, did you think I was going to leave home without locking the door behind me? I have to be a responsible homeowner, Nate. This is kindergarten level stuff. Oh, and about the locks, in a total coincidence, they broke yesterday. I had them replaced. I was going to tell you about that too, but I forgot again. Oops, sorry.
Helen, this is not funny. What's the matter with you? You can't just make these major decisions by yourself like that without asking me first. May is here, ready to move in, but we can't open the door. She was ready to finally get some well-deserved rest and relaxation, but now we have to go back in the car and drive over to the apartment. Why are you doing this, Helen? Explain yourself right now.
What are you complaining about? All I did was follow your family rules.
My family's rules? What?
Yes, your rules. You've made it very clear what your family's rules are over the last several years. According to your family's rules, when one spouse wants to do something that the other spouse will likely object to, you just do it without asking them. Especially if it's for family. Family has to look out for each other, right? And once one spouse makes a decision, the other spouse has to go along with it. And that's exactly what I just did. I followed your rules to a T. My dad hurt his back and needed help. So I dropped everything and went to help him. I have to help my dear father.
I don't believe this. Really, Helen? Is this all some sort of childish revenge thing for you?
Revenge? Don't be silly. I was just following your rules. Or are you saying you realize what you did was wrong?
What? No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Uh-huh. You decided that your sister would move in with us. You decided that we would move out of our own house. You decided that I would be the one who had to take care of your sister. And when you finally talked to me about it and I said no, you ignored me. You signed a lease for an apartment. You started getting ready to move. You did all of this on your own accord because your sister needed help. And since you still don't seem to think you did anything wrong, that must mean those are your family's rules, right? So I followed your rules. I moved in with my parents to help them out while my dad recovers.
Oh, come on. You're being way too hyperbolic about everything. After all, it might have been a little late, sure, but I did talk to you about everything, right?
A little late is doing a lot of work in that sentence. But in any case, while you may have talked to me 5 days before she came, I never once agreed. And as for me, I told May that I would leave. However, I didn't say one single solitary thing to her about taking care of her. I have no obligation to do something that I never agreed to. But honestly, I'd say this is actually for everyone's benefit. May said that just seeing my face sent her stress levels skyrocketing, and I feel the same exact way about May.
Well, why didn't you tell me you felt so strongly about May? If you would have talked to me, we could have found a way to work things out.
I did tell you. Scroll up, Nate. Look at the conversation we had 5 days ago. I told you in detail all about the worst things that she's done to me. I told you, in no unclear terms, that I never wanted to see her again for as long as I live. And what did you have to say in reply? That you think she's turned her life around? Guess what? She texted me 2 days ago, and do you know what words she greeted me with after 2 years of turning her life around? Hey there, ugly bitch. I took a screenshot and sent it to you. You saw it, right?
Yeah, I did. But come on, Helen, give me a break. Can't you give this a chance? Why don't you come by the apartment and we can all talk things out like adults?
Your refusal to talk things out like adults is exactly what got us into this mess. I have been trying for days now to talk things out like adults. But every day this week, you've either had overtime or drinks with your colleagues or some other dumb excuse. And your mom went on a conveniently timed 5-day vacation with her friends. Neither of you have been home for the last 5 days.
Those weren't excuses. I really was busy.
Oh, I have no doubt you are making yourself busy looking for excuses to avoid me. You've had 1 whole month to talk to me since this whole story began. I know what you were thinking, Nate. You were thinking it was only a matter of time. You expected that if you could avoid me for long enough that I'd just agree to everything. And if I said no, you didn't care. All your talk about compromise and little sacrifices, all of that was just a facade. You were just buying time for me to completely give in to you. Seriously, what kind of a pathetic weakling do you think I am? I am sick and tired of you, your sister, your mom. I'm sick of everything. May's had 2 years to grow up, but in all honesty, I think she's become even more of a psycho than she was before.
What do you want from me, Helen? I told you I was sorry for not talking to you. Now stop acting like I'm some kind of passive-aggressive, patronising husband. I'm not. That was not my intent at all. Maybe you have a bit of a point. Maybe I was taking advantage of your kindness, sure. But it was never my intent to hurt you, insult you, impose upon you, or anything like that. So, look, I'm sorry for that, for trying to take advantage of you. But seriously? Locking us out of the house? That's taking things way too far. It's not just your house, Helen. It's our house. You, me, and Mum.
I suppose you're right. It isn't just my house. Originally, my grandparents lived in that duplex along with my uncle and aunt. And right now, it's actually still in my mom's name. We were always just borrowing it from her anyway.
Wait.
What's the matter? Did you forget that too? Boy, you sure have a convenient memory, don't you? Back when your mom wanted to move in with us, I was the one who asked my mom for permission. But then you went and invited your sister to come and live there without even asking me for permission. Do you have any idea how angry my parents are right now at both you and your sister? Oh, and that reminds me, I have a message from them for you, your mom, and your sister. We won't sit idly by and let you take advantage of us. Your sister's got her own house, she can live there, and you can live with her. That sounds like a great idea to me. You can all live with May and her husband, and you can do all their housework.
Helen, let's be reasonable now. We're husband and wife. We can't live in separate houses. Are you really going to live over there for a whole year, please? Helen, come home.
I was actually thinking about staying here longer than just a year. A lot longer. Maybe even forever.
No, you can't be serious. You're not going to divorce me, are you?
I've been thinking about it.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll tell May she can't stay with us. And I'll make her apologise for everything she's ever done to you. But I'm begging you, please don't divorce me.
Let me ask you a question, Nate. Do you know precisely what I'm angry about right now? If at this point you still don't know what the real issue is, then there's just no hope for you. You say you're going to make May apologize? Great, but this doesn't end there. You're just as guilty as she is. You know that, right?
Yeah, sure I do. I'm very, very aware of how precisely I've hurt you, Helen. And for that precise reason, I'm very, very sorry. I can't express enough how sorry I am for that. So, you gonna come home now?
Nope. It's been so long since my parents have seen their grandson, they look like they're 20 years younger, they're so happy. They went to a lot of effort to get ready for me to stay with them. I couldn't tell them I'm leaving already, it would break their poor hearts. So no, I intend to stay here for 1 year just like I promised. And during that year, I'll decide whether I'm gonna divorce you or not. Got that?
Yeah, I got it. Look, I'm really, really sorry for what I did, Helen. I truly regret doing the precise thing that you're angry about right now. I can't believe I was stupid enough to do a thing like that. I hope you can find it in your generous heart to forgive me for...
Well, if you're really sorry about that, then that's good. You'll have another year to think about exactly how sorry you are for that.
And
one more thing. I'm going to have to teach May a lesson that will teach her not to cross me ever again. You might get caught in the crossfire, just a heads up.
Okay.
Good morning, May. Did your husband stop by to see you? Look, you can hole yourself up in the apartment bathroom all you want, but you're gonna have to come out eventually. This is all your fault, you bitch! Why did you have to go and call my husband? And why the hell do you even know my husband's phone number? You're such an obnoxious old hag. Let's just say that I have a very thorough network of contacts. Friends of friends, you know. I won't tell you how exactly I got the information, but wow, you never cease to amaze me, May. Really, I'm astonished. Imagine my shock when I learned that your husband, drumroll please, has been out of the country for a year on business. It's an immaculate conception. Or is that just the overwhelming power of your husband's masculinity? He impregnated you from across the world? And if you think I was shocked, you should have heard your husband's reaction. I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! It was only a matter of time before he found out you were the talk of the town. After all, you're a married woman, and yet there was a constant string of young men coming and going from your house in the middle of the night. I understand you told your neighbors that you conceived while your husband made a quick trip back home, but, you know, I really don't think they bought it, May. No, I think they all knew what was really going on. Your husband is set to come back home next month, right? Is that why you were so desperate to move in with us? To keep your husband from finding out for as long as possible? Well, unfortunately for you, after my conversation with him, he decided to cut his trip a wee bit short. Oops, sorry about that, May. I hate you, you evil bitch! I'm gonna tell Nate and my mom what you did to me. He's gonna divorce your ass instantly. You're gonna regret this. I'll show you what happens when you piss me off, you ugly old geezer. Oh, well, if that's what you need to do, by all means, go ahead. Getting a divorce wouldn't be a problem for me in the slightest, seeing as I make about twice as much as Nate and I'm the family's primary breadwinner. Didn't you know? My dad's a real estate developer and he handed off a few properties to me so I could learn the ropes. Then once he passes away, I'll inherit the rest of his business. So Nate's the one desperate to avoid a divorce, not me. What? Oh, and speaking of money, there's something I need you to do for me. Give your mom a message from me as soon as you can. Tell her that even in the unlikely event Nate and I end up staying together, she is never, under any circumstances, going to come and live with us again. The second she gets too old to be able to take care of herself, I am tossing her carcass right into a nursing home. Did you write all of that down? I don't believe this! Just when I thought you couldn't stoop any lower, now you're throwing my mom out onto the curb after all she's done for you? I'd say the balance is pretty strongly in my favor. Actually, she begged us to let her move in with us because she was lonely, so we did. I was also paying about $300 to $400 a month for her living expenses. Out of my own paycheck, of course. Nate never paid anything. And how did she repay me? By helping you cover up your affair. She was fully aware that you were moving in with us with the sole intent to hide your love child from your husband. That's a pretty disgusting lie of omission that could have put me in an incredibly awkward position. And now, come to find out, her plan was ultimately to abandon the child completely and force me to take care of him. That's the kind of thing you only see in bad soap operas, but your mother actually came up with that evil plot. When Nate pushed her on it a while back, she spilled the beans on the whole thing. Do you think I would continue to allow such an amoral, vile person as that to live with me and my child? All she's done for you, all she's done to me, is the reason I'm kicking her out. Jeez, now I know where you picked up your evil nature. I guess that makes two traits you both share, evil and stupidity. If only you weren't as dumb as a box of rocks, maybe you might have gotten away with all of that. Don't you mock me like that, you ugly skank! I am gonna get you back for this, Helen. Mark my words, you will regret this. If I may make a bit of a recommendation, what if, instead of dedicating the rest of your life to getting back at me, you spent more time becoming a normal, moral human being? If you had done that sooner, you probably wouldn't have hit the self-destruct button on your life, and right now, you'd be living a happy life with your husband's child instead of... Well, come to think of it, do you even know which boyfriend is the father? Speaking of which, I think your husband might want to talk to you about your escapades while he was away. Good luck. Hope you know a decent lawyer. May's husband dragged her out of the bathroom she had locked herself in shortly after that. They went straight to his lawyer's office, where they reached a settlement for her multiple affairs and were officially divorced. He also sued all the men she slept with, there were a lot of them, and promptly got back to his work overseas. May eventually found out which one of them was the father and went to him for help. She apparently went directly to his parents and told them that she was pregnant with their grandchild and would put him up for adoption if they didn't take her in. Ordinarily, that's the kind of thing that would get you kicked out in an instant, but they were actually thrilled about the prospect of having a grandson. They agreed to pay off her legal debts to her ex-husband, and she moved in with them. May seemed confident she had finally escaped her problems, but then some new ones came into their place. Right after the baby was born, the baby was whisked away by her mother-in-law. She gave her an ultimatum. If she wanted to see her child, she would have to do all the housework and take care of their elderly parents. May then threatened to divorce her new husband, take the baby, and leave, but her in-laws countered with a threat to demand the repayment of the legal bills they paid for her. Checkmate. Her new husband wasn't much of a comfort either. As time went on, he was spending less and less time at home, leaving May completely alone. She calls Nate every once in a while when she wants to complain, but he ignores her calls most of the time now. I don't feel sorry for her at all. After all, this is exactly what she was trying to do to me. As for Nate's mom, she kept on living in the apartment that Nate had rented for us to live in. We're now waiting for the time to come to put her in a nursing home. She tried calling my parents to apologize for what she did and beg them to allow her to live in the duplex again. But when my kill her with kindness strategy worked just a little bit too well, she lost her mind in a fit of rage, ruining any chances at making amends with them. It's just like I told May on that day. She and her mom are two peas in a pod. Now, as for me and Nate, I'm happy to say that Nate finally came to see reason and has become like a brand new man. He gave me and my parents probably the most sincere apology I've ever seen, and promised to be the husband I deserved from now on. He comes by on weekends and days off to spend time with us, and we're starting to build our relationship back up one brick at a time. While I'm doing my best to stay vigilant, I genuinely believe that he's changed. I hope that by the time my stay with my parents ends, we'll be able to be a real family once again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.